And now, Jason Brett presents Friday Night STREAMAROONOOS.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Friday Night STREAMAROONOOS. Today it's a bit of a weird one because we're going to be the Ghostbusters crossing the streams. Are you a god? No, I'm not a god. But I got an awesome guest. He's a good friend of mine. I've been supporting his channel for such a long time. He's come from the music reaction community on YouTube. FYM Reacts. Kevin, hello.
Hey man, how's it going? Nice to see
good.
you again. It's been a few minutes.
Yeah, only a few minutes. Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool to be here, man. This is really different for me because obviously you'll know from always jumping into mine. That I'm usually I'm the one that's chatting, but more so than not, it's we've got music on and I'm just doing whatever. So it's nice to just talk for once, so rather than like shit, I better do some music or people are gonna get pissed off.
The thing is, though, I've heard this from a lot of people that have come on my streams from other channels. They say it's nice not to have to worry about the stream because you can just sit back and not worry about it. No one's come in. Hello, 5 people. You can come in and chat. Say hello. Don't be shy.
I'm all good, man. It'd be interesting. I like how you can do because, like I said, you've got a totally different way of doing the stream thing to me, which is really annoying, you bastard. You do that. You're like, I put all these time and hours into OBS fucking camera that cost me like $1,000 with a special lens and custom LUTs. And I was like, oh, how are you going to do this? Oh, I'm just going to fucking put you on stream. I was like, oh, fuck you then, Jason. No, it's cool. It's cool. I'll probably use this. I'll probably use it myself at some point. I can see that it'd certainly be good for like interviews and things. But
yeah.
I didn't even know it was a thing, and I spoke to my daughter's mum, and I was like, have you ever heard of this stream yet? She's like, oh, yeah, everyone uses it. I was like, oh, apparently I've not fucking heard of it.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to learn OBS. So when my friend was like, oh, yeah, I got this thing called Streamlabs, you can just like literally just like sign up. You put your name in and that and set your camera up and your mic and you're done. I was like, coolio, let's do it. And I just did it. So it's all been fun. Let's say some hellos. We have Playtendo Guy, a really long-time supporter of the channel. Hello, Pete. Welcome to the stream. Hi, guys. Hope you're both doing well. Epic intro, Jason. Look, I change my intro about every 2 weeks, so don't get attached, please.
I've got to ask you something about that. Right, the dude that you've got saying that, is that just all done through like a program, or did you have to like pay to get that done?
I paid a dude on Fiverr for it.
I was going to say, because it literally, it sounds like the dude that you hear in lots of films, like coming this November.
That was the point. I wanted the trailer, man. I wanted the trailer kind of,
I like that, man. It's really cool.
I was kind of like torn between trailer man and the guy that does, because I'm a big wrestling fan. So the guy that's like, and now WWE presents WrestleMania. Like I wanted that kind of a combination of the two.
See, so I'd probably end up doing the total comedy version of it, and I'd use my own voice, but I'd make it sound really deep and be like, all right, you slags, get ready for the stream.
See, I've tried to do trailer man voice. It's really hard. Like, and now, Jason Brett presents. I can't do it, but
it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
I can do. Can you do voices? Because I can do some voices, but not many voices.
Like, see, when I do voices, the only sort of voices that I do, I always do this to wind up my daughter's mum, right? So it'll just be like normal songs, like what was the bloody song? You're like, there's that song, "The Look of Love," the look of love.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, like obviously it's sung how it's normally meant to be, and I just do it to really annoy her, and I'll be like, and she'll just be like, "Oh God!" I love winding her up. It's so funny, but like my daughter's started copying certain things that I do. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's like I got my little nephew. He's almost 3. And he picks up everything, like, so he'll because I'm Uncle JJ to him, right? So he'll go, JJ. I was like, yeah. He's like, what are you doing? Like, he's saying, what am I doing? I'm like, I'm going upstairs. And he'll go, "Oh man," like he'll be like upset, like, "Oh man."
Bless.
So funny, so funny.
Kids are funny.
It's we've got more people in the chat. Boom, he's gonna say hello. So yeah, Pete is he's a really long time supporter of the channel. So I do appreciate you jumping in as always, my dude.
YouTuber or just
yeah, he's got his own channel. He's got a good little channel actually. He streams on a Tuesday as well.
I'll have to check him out. I'll have to check him out.
Forgot a mode of movies. Thanks for joining the stream, dude. Hi, how's it going tonight? Tonight's good. I'm good. I'm good tonight. I'm doing well.
It is good, but you he wanted to put a thing in front of me, my little before, so I had to move it. Although nobody saw what I did when I first come on the screen, because when he first loaded it up tonight, I did that.
See, like I wouldn't expect anything less for you, Kev. That's the thing.
Has to be done. Has to be done. I thought, like, what can I do that's going to be? I thought, well, it's going to make me laugh. I don't know if it'll make anyone else laugh. It's one of those, man. Though, like, even when you don't think that you're funny, because you probably like make a video and you probably some of your videos that I've watched have had me in absolute stitches with certain things you come out with, but you probably don't think it's funny. Like,
the problem is I do. Like, so my thing is, I'll get my brother in. I was like, my brother's called Daryl. I go, Daryl, watch this, and he'll watch it. He'll look at me and go, "You're an idiot," and walk away. I was like, "Yes, that's the reaction I wanted." Yes. So
it's just about having fun with what you do, isn't it? Really?
Oh, mate, in these couple of new videos, what I've been doing, every time I say "but," it brings a butt on the screen. It goes, "Brr."
Oh God!
It absolutely kills me.
There is this is film related actually, and if you haven't seen this, then you just need to get in the bin.
I'm just dead to you. Yeah, is that how it is?
Right. This is an absolute classic, and when people tell me they haven't seen it, I'm amazed. But I reckon you will have done. Have you heard of the franchise called Revenge of the Nerds?
I recognise the name. Yes.
You haven't seen it, have you?
No.
Oh, dude! Like literally, right? We wouldn't have films like American Pie, any of these movies where they're all they're in college and they're trying to get laid or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely hilarious though. It starts up and it's this bunch of nerds they're going to they call it college. It's university essentially to us. And they're all like, oh yeah, we're going into this dorm, but the dorm that they're meant to be going into, for some reason, the jocks all decide that they're having that. So they basically just kick them out of it and they just launch them out of the windows, and then they have to find a fraternity. And at that time, no fraternity wants nerds. Nobody wants them. So they find one that will have them, but it's meant to be like an all black. It's for since history began, it's always been like an all black fraternity, but they take them on and then they get up to a bunch of mischief, and they like raid the sorority house and put like hidden cameras in. You could never release that now. I think it was released in I'd say somewhere between 85 and 89, I believe it was. Okay. But there's I think they've got maybe 3 or 4 films altogether. It's brilliant. If you love your 80s films, 80s comedy, man, you'll love it.
Yeah, that's the thing is that comedy is not necessarily the thing I go to with movies. It's like one of the last things. If there's a comedy on in the cinema, I probably would never ever go and watch a comedy at the cinema.
Yeah,
I'm weird like that.
No, I have done in the past, but I always kind of feel like cinema's meant really for blockbuster stuff. Although I did go and my daughter picked this one. I asked her what she wanted to go and see at the cinema, because suddenly no cinemas were open and then they were open again. I was like, sure, you have a look what's on. She's like, yeah, and her mum was like, she'll go and see anything. She won't care. And I was like, no, pick something. So she picked Peter Rabbit 2, and I was like, right, okay. I hadn't seen the first one, and then when I saw it had James Corden in it, I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" But it was really good. I absolutely loved it. I was really surprised. I'd never normally sit at home and think, "Oh, I'm going to watch Peter Rabbit 2," but it was great. I'd probably watch it again, actually.
So there's 2 films I've got in my collection that people would say they're really good family films. I've got the 2 Paddington films.
I've seen the first one.
They're meant to be good. Are they good?
The first one is ages since I've seen it, but I think it's one of those, isn't it? Just like you sort of remember it from your childhood. Same thing as soon as you said Peter Rabbit, I was like, oh man, Beatrix Potter, and because it's like a live action type thing, and it was it's fun. They do incorporate the whole story of how the books became known, and it was really, really interesting.
Can you see the chat, may I ask?
Can if I?
Because you should have a little sidebar that says comments.
I can't in the Streamlabs thing, but I have got it open on YouTube. I've literally only just seen it. So I just saw someone said Revenge of the Nerds is great. It does have a scene in it which is considered to be rape, which would never be me. Does it? I'm trying to remember because I've seen it loads of. Oh yes, it does. Yeah, it totally does. Oh my god, I've never, dude. Right. This is so. I forgot about this. I didn't even think of this as a kid when I was a kid when I saw it, and like the main nerd really fancies the girl that's like with like the captain of the football team. So it's like the is it like the homecoming or something? And like a lot of people are in fancy dress. It might have even been a Halloween thing. So going to like this, I can't remember if it was a haunted house or something, and it's got like a bouncy castle type room in it. But he goes in and he's got some sort of helmet on, but she presumes that that's her boyfriend, and it's not, and he fucks her. I totally forgot about that. Totally forgot about that.
Well, great.
Yeah,
there are loads of films that I've watched that would not fly today. Like I watched Piranha 3D recently, and that literally every woman in that film is there to basically be a sex object and nothing more. I'm like, they would not make this film again. Like nowadays, like
there is an awful lot now that they just wouldn't get away with. Oh, hang on, what you right? I can see the chat now. I didn't click on the comments because I'm an absolute noob.
But usually, I go through like the chat one by one. Usually, obviously, we're gonna be sidetracked. Now, I forgot to ask you before we went live. What time do you have to get off? Just so I know when to wrap up.
Well, it depends how long you need me for.
No, I ask because in the movie community, I'm known as the 8-hour stream guy. so I mean that in the movie community, there's a record that it's not my record. Another YouTuber has done an 8-hour and 25-minute stream. Now everyone's been talking to me about you got to break it, but the only thing is it fucks my weekend up, and I don't feel like I can do it today.
I'm gonna fuck you up. No, dude, I don't really have like. There's luckily, obviously I don't have my stream tonight. I've already made a video today. I'm not due at the show tomorrow to leave till 1:30 in the afternoon or something. So I have no time to clock off. So
That is the worst answer. You could have just said, "Oh yeah, 12 the latest." Like because this is the thing. We get talking and just go like that. Like 8 hours to be gone. Honestly.
We'll just see how it goes. I can see a few people that have popped in from my stream actually, which is really nice to see. Which is cool.
Nikki Salam, thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it.
He's good in his arm, Nicky. Bless him. Even though because obviously my main thing is mainly like metalcore and alternative, and even though he knows that there's probably never going to be like the stuff that he likes, maybe occasionally, but he still comes into every stream, and he's literally in for every stream, and that's really really cool.
I will say this though, personality is king, man. If once people latch onto who you are or who I am, for example. Doesn't matter what content you make, they'll be with you for the long haul. And I've got people that always are long time supporters of my channel that always pop up in the stream or comment on the video. It's really humbling, to get these people that want to just like support you all the time. It's really good.
It's nice that. I mean, how did I end up? I can't remember. Have you commented on one of my videos once or something, and then I can't even remember now. And I was like,
it was. Yeah, ages ago. Well, I discovered you about a year ago, maybe a bit longer. It's when you had Patreon. Because I remember binging like must have been about like 20 videos of yours in like one day, and I was like, I'm gonna throw this guy some change. I'm gonna throw him some change on Patreon, and then you shut your Patreon down. I was like, oh god,
yeah,
literally.
I just had to.
Yeah.
I just had to. If you ever do Patreon, I mean, I'd highly encourage you to do it. To be perfectly honest with you, I can see actually in the chat. Hey Lee, now Lee is actually the one that. If it wasn't for him, wouldn't even have Patreon. I think he like emailed me or something once, and he basically he asked me if there was a way that do I have Patreon? Can he contribute? Because he loved the content, and I was like, well, I don't actually. I was like, right, bollocks to it. I was like, I'll create one, and then I got a bit of a following going with it, but it's really hard for music channels on Patreon because you have to put a lot more work into it. And the trouble is with the videos that I do, and I'm sure the videos that you do, you'll think of, I don't know whether you want to do something. There's a new concept of like a new Godzilla movie or something like that. Because I know you love Godzilla. Yeah, I can imagine that have you excited. Like, think of a film that you hate. Now, somebody pays you to do an extensive review of it. You're not going to look forward to it, are you?
Well, I don't know. Like, I probably would look forward to ripping the shit out of it. Maybe, perhaps. Like,
it's hard for me. I like to try and be positive, but it just created too much work. And at the time, I was still working full time as well, and that was like, I think I got rid of that, and then I think I not shut the channel down, but I basically pissed off for a few months, didn't I? And then I was like, I'm selling all my shit. Didn't tell anyone that, I don't think. And then I was like, oh crap, I've got to buy everything again now.
Well, you actually was going to call it a day at that point. Before coming back.
Yeah, I literally said I'm not calling it the end. I was like, I can't say whether I'm coming back or I'm not. I said you maybe get the odd one off me, and I think I spent the summer just like not doing anything with the channel and just enjoy going out skating, and that we could do nothing apart from go out skating, exercising. So that's what I did, and then it got to the point again when I had people, I could see people were still commenting, and I was like, it was really annoying because I'd have bands that would send me stuff and I'd listen to it. I'd be like, I'm really sorry, I'm not making videos anymore. And I was like, right, fuck this shit, man. I was like, let's get back on it.
Well, I'm glad you did because your content is great. You're great. There you go. Boom.
Thanks.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Thank you.
Speaking of a great channel, Euphoria Pictures. Hello, Keith. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for jumping in.
Haven't you had him on before?
Yeah, it was a guest a few weeks ago.
I might have jumped into that, I think.
He's not long hit 1,000 subscribers. So congratulations, Keith. That's a great milestone.
Well done, dude. Get them fucking videos monetized.
Is it even worth it, though? I've heard it's not really worth it anymore, really.
It depends.
Because it's all about on views, isn't it?
You've got to be consistent. You got to be consistent with your videos. I'd say certainly in the early stage, it's kind of important to try and make them as quick as possible, but not at the same time not feel rushed, and to keep people engaged. Because the more you have people engaged for your full video, say for instance, if I had 10,000 people that watched a 10-minute video, but they only watched 2 minutes, but those same 10,000 people watched it for the full. It's the difference between YouTube paying you 20 pence per 1,000 views and like a tenner per 1,000 views.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
So that's how it works, and it can be really, really hard. Some YouTubers they'll make a lot of it, but I mean, at the same time, if you think of it, if you've got a really big following and you're getting God knows how many thousands of views, and then you only get on a low pay rate, you'll still do well. But it can be quite tricky because you do want to make your videos as short as physically possible, because not everyone wants to sit and watch. Like, I mean, how long was your creators video? How long was that?
15 minutes.
Was it? Well, I watched it all, obviously. as soon as you saw it, I swear, man, I was like, "Fucking yes," because I knew.
That's your name, fucking yes, mate.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. There's nothing clever about it. That's literally all that it is.
Was I the first dude to ask that? Because I felt like no one else knew what it was when I actually asked you on stream.
No, you're one of the ones that's asked it recently.
Okay.
I did used to get asked a lot in the beginning, and people usually say, "Is it fuck your mum?" I was like, "No, it's not." And people were quite surprised. They were like, "I won't be surprised if it wasn't." like knowing me, I never had any intention of calling it anything. Like I used to be in the band Prometheum, and I was literally called Prometheum Kev Reacts at first. And then my friend that designed the logo, he said, I think you should just like, do your own brand. He said, what if you're ever not in the band? I was like, that is a good point. And then he just saw that I said it in one of my first few videos. I was like, what the hell's FYM? And he's like, oh, you said fucking yes, mate, once. I was like, right, and that's it. And I've just stuck with it, man. I don't ever think I'll change it because the logo looks cool. I like it.
I think you've kind of built you've built a brand and a community around it now as well. So I think it's a bad idea to change it. I think it works, man. I think it works.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say to anyone that's like, any of these guys that are YouTubers, or maybe if you're thinking of doing a YouTube channel, once you have the ability to like, do a live stream, or if people interact with you a lot, create a Facebook group, go live on YouTube. It really opens it up. I mean, I wouldn't be friends with you if it wasn't for that. Same with like Nikki, same with Lee, and like Cadence, tons of people. It's crazy. I'm so close with a lot of people I've never even met.
yeah, I'm the same.
Well,
man. It's crazy.
I like it. It's nice. You get lots of recommendations from all around the world then. And, I know whenever you throw anything at me, I'm like, it's always 50-50 with you. I never know. Whereas if it's like, I don't know, like 99% of the time, I love everything that Lee sends.
See, when I send you requests, I'm always reserved because my jam is traditional heavy metal. So a lot of the falsetto high vocals, but I'm like, kid doesn't like that shit, so I better not send him it.
It does depend. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. It varies. Depends what sort of mood I'm in.
Where was me? Oh, there we are. Typical Playtender guy, currently sitting in McDonald's eating a McFlurry again. You always do this to me, Pete. Why? Now I want a McFlurry.
I mean, that's actually pretty cool. The fact that he's sitting in McDonald's eating a McFlurry, but he's also watching the live stream. I've done it. Great. I've never understood. Right, I'm gonna have to do this at some point. But when you see these people that either stream or they're making a video and they're just standing along, walking in the street, people passing them, they're just there with like a phone or a camera. I'd feel like a right knob. I saw someone once.
Yeah, go on. Okay. I was going to say, the thing is, you always see it on YouTube, these people doing that, which is fine. I never, ever see people do it when I'm walking the street.
No, I have.
It makes it look like it's like everyone does it, but in my town, no one fucking does anything in my town. My town's shit.
Well, it's one thing doing it with a phone or an iPad. I once saw somebody doing it with a laptop. Literally walking like it's like fully held out like this. I want absolute lame-o.
Wow. Nikki says slag.
Good old Nikki. He'll give us a mum joke in a minute. Watch.
Here you go. Your first question of the night, Kevin. Right? Playtendo guy asks. FYI. He's got your name wrong.
It's fine.
Damn it. What is your favorite film genre?
Now, like I do, even though all my thing is like primarily, it's all music. Before I did this, like I probably watched on average about like 12, 13 films a week. So I've seen a lot. So I'm always torn between, like, I love my horror, absolutely loved my horror I was shown Hellraiser when I was really young. So like, that really got me into it. And I wasn't, obviously I was like scared, but I was like, that was awesome. I'm that person that laughs at a really horrible death when, you get like your nan and be like, oh, I was like, yeah. But between, like, it's always horror. I'm really gonna lose my man card now. I'm not ashamed to admit I'm a sucker for a bit of a rom-com. Like I absolutely love Anna Kendrick. Anything that Kendrick's in, I will watch. I think she's just pure loveliness. But yeah, it's mainly like horror, comedy, rom-com. But it has to be decent. There has to be a good, funny story around it. But I really do love anything that shocks me. I mean, I know I've recommended some films to you, and you've been like, "Yeah, that's too far for me."
There's like a Serbian film. No, thank you. Antichrist. Thank you.
Seen it. If you really want a trip, man, have a look at Irreversible. Jeez, they may as well call they may as well just call that film "Rape in a Tunnel."
Yeah, I mean, apparently it's like, it's in the middle of the film. It's like 20 minutes long or something stupid like that. Like the whole, it's like one shot. I've heard about it. I'm like, yeah, it's a bit too rapey for me. I'm sorry,
dude. It is so bad. It's awful. And there was it that one or was there another one? I think there was. Might have been. No, it was that one because it's called Irreversible. The film's actually done in reverse, so final scene to previous scene, and it's a really weird way of watching it. And like, there's a scene in the club where nothing bad's really going on in there, but the camera work was a bit shoddy. But it is like a bit of an independent film. But then when it got to this bit, I was like, is this actually going to be like? I
know the bit you're talking about, right?
Yeah, but
the fire extinguisher bit.
Yeah, but I was like, I didn't know whether it was going to be any good. I mean, I was shocked that it was a female friend of mine that actually recommended me that film. Yeah, she's into some crazy shit, man. But like, and my friend Neil, he was like, yeah, definitely check out Irreversible. It was like, just prepare yourself. And I think like, I couldn't watch it again, and I definitely couldn't watch Serbian film again. Those are one of those I think you just watch once and see. I'm not one of those people that see something and then it bothers me for days and days. I mean, I'll watch it and then I remember sitting there for about 20 minutes afterwards, being like, I can't believe I've just watched that. But if I see something crazy come up again, I'll watch it because I like to challenge myself. I mean, don't get me wrong,
morbidly curious, isn't it? Like,
yeah. Like, I mean, it does worry you.
Weird. See, I remember being a teenager and not liking blood at all. So I got into horror really late in my life, like when I was like in my mid-teens. But if someone had come up to me in school and go, "Oh yeah, this is really good film. It's really violent. It's so crazy violent," even though I knew at the time I didn't like gore, I'd still be like, I'm kind of interested. How bad can it be? And that's when you like traumatize yourself for all your life.
I mean, I remember people that like, I think in like the late 90s or early 2000s. I remember everyone used to go on about a cannibal holocaust. I remember watching it. I was like,
I've not seen it. The only reason I've not seen it is because there's animal cruelty that I want them to remove before I watch it. There is a cut. There is a cut of the film where they've cut out the animal deaths, but it's on a Blu-ray, which is like too much money that I want to pay for it.
I don't remember that. Just fucking get yourself on RBG torrents, you slag.
No, I haven't downloaded shit for so long. Like, I just haven't bothered. I used to get all these viruses and shit when I was a kid doing torrents, so I've just stopped.
That's what LimeWire will do. It'll give you computer AIDS.
Oh, that's a deep cut. That is. That's going back. That is. Fuck me. We have Forgotten World of Movies says Revenge of the Nerds is great. Oh yeah, we've already brought this up, right? Yeah. See, we're behind the comment.
I was like, I'm going to answer his question whether you've
bastard. Well, how do you say this guy's name? Mika or Micah?
Micah, I think it is.
Micah. Yeah. EO from Germany, my little shitbags. Hope you two are fine, my boys. We are good. I'm good.
He's good and he's our Micah. He sends me all the good stuff. He's always like, he'll send me a bunch of requests and be like, are these German? And 9 times out of 10 they are, but all his requests are generally always really good. I should just give him my email details to be like, can you just go through my email and tell me what's shit?
Look, my dude Tom, he knows how it is. Hello, Jason. I'll check back at 2 a.m. to say hello again. He knows how it is. He knows how these streams go.
Clearly, you go for quite some time generally.
Anyway, Tom, thanks for jumping on the stream, my dude. Nicky says you're welcome. Hello, Lee. Thanks for joining the stream.
Lee, my boy.
Tom asks, have you seen them Fear Street films on Netflix? They're on my radar, but I've not seen them yet.
I'm sure my friend Anthony told me about this. Every now and again he'll be like, you need to check this out, and his recommendations are always generally good as well. I mean, it's like if I've seen an awesome film, I'll tell you to watch it. I mean, I know you checked out Parasite because I recommended it. I was really pleased you enjoyed it.
10 out of 10 film, man. So good. Unbelievable. And it goes in a direction I just didn't expect it to go. It's so good. Quality film.
You don't have a clue. Like, I remember watching it and I remember looking at like how long was left. I was like, I literally have no idea what's going to happen. And then when it has that twist, when you find out about what actually is the deal in that house, you're like, what?
Yeah. It's so well done. Like, I'm not really strung up on these Oscar. I call them Oscar bait movies because you get all these artsy films that try to be like, we're going to get the Oscar. No, we're so artsy. So when I've seen like Parasite is like up for the Oscar and it won Best Oscar in 2019 2018 I don't know, but yeah, you get my point. I was just like, oh whatever, this is just another Oscar film. And then like yourself, other people were like, no, it's not just another Oscar film, it's actually like one of the best films ever. I was like, okay, yeah, all right, because I remember you recommended it to me and I bought it as we were talking like on the Messenger. And then the rest is history. Just unbelievably good film.
I'm not surprised it got all of those awards. You know, I mean, I think it came out at the same time as well as what was it? There was another foreign film. It was on Netflix. It's that thing where what's it called? The two people wake up and they're like on a level, and then it comes down a level and some food.
The platform.
Yeah. I've
not seen that. Not seen that myself.
Definitely, it's subtitles again, but it's. I think I watched one, then I watched Parasite, and those two where I was like, I couldn't have put like two films together perfectly. They were both really good.
Lee says, thing is, people skip the end and beginning, then just watch the main reaction.
Oh yeah, it means when I was talking about like
the retention, the YouTube retention. Yeah,
that's why with my stuff, it's just about it's like. Do a video. That's definitely the way it needs to go in mine. But obviously, I know your videos will probably take an awful lot longer to film and edit.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what's your usual editing time like?
Well, the one I did for the City is Ours today. Filming takes about what? It's literally I don't like. I'm not one of these that like starts and like, oh, I've said that wrong. I'll just redo that bit. I literally do it all in one take. So it's about like anything between 8 to 10 minutes to film. It then usually takes me about. It's usually about maybe 25-30 minutes to do all the editing. It has taken me a bit longer, because I've started adding audio underneath now as well.
Yeah.
But all in from filming to uploading, probably about maybe two or 3 hours. But it depends if I'm on bloody Facebook at the same time, I'll be chatting with someone or someone gives me a call, and I'm like, "Fuck! I've got this stream tonight. Quick, upload."
Yeah, for me it's a bit different. Like it's like my editing schedule is usually between 6 to 8 hours to edit my videos. That's recent because I've learned some more kind of tricks of the trade, I suppose, where like people say, oh yeah, it's really good to keep your video, like to learn how to make your videos kind of like go at a pace. So I've been learning to cut out all my breathing and cut out bits that don't. If there's a bit where I'm just waffling bullshit for 2 minutes, and it's not necessarily for the video, that I get cut out. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So yeah, my editing is I've really gotten much better at editing, but that also means I've learned new things, which also makes my editing time go up as well. So yeah,
because you want to start adding like other bits in, don't you? And then you're like, why have I started adding this bit in that puts another 20 minutes?
There's this video I finished editing a video today, which is coming out on Thursday, where I learned how to because I forgot to add something, I forgot to say something in the video or show something in the video. So I learned how to do to pause me mid talking and have like the pause effect on it, and have my voice underneath going, yeah, I forgot something, god damn it, sorry guys, and then just like do a fast forward effect and then me carrying on. I've learned these kind of cool little techniques that took me ages to implement them, but once it's done, it's so satisfying to see. That's one of my favorite parts of being on YouTube, is the editing, piecing it all together. It's so fun.
It's fun to learn. It's funny when people are like, they're like, "Oh, how do you learn to do all this?" And I was like, "Well, I just went on YouTube," and they were like, "Oh yeah, but doesn't that mean you have to like sit through a video? It's like half an hour long." I said, well, do you want to be good at it?
I don't know whether this was a burn or if it was just like someone just being honest with me. I showed my my neighbor my critters video, and she just looked at me and was like, "When did you get talented?" I was like, "Oh, thanks."
That's really nice. That is really nice. You'll probably be very surprised. There'll be a lot of people that do watch your videos that don't actually tell you watch your videos. I've had it where people have come up to me, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been watching your videos for ages," and I think a lot of the time you kind of forget about all of the things that you've learned to do that have just become the standard. And then somebody might ask you about it. I mean, I had one of the most full credit goes to my friend Neil, used to be the guitarist for a Lancaster band called Passengers. Now, when I first tried an actual camera, it recorded, it was like 29.98 frames per second, which a lot of cameras say that they do, but they actually do it at 30 FPS. Now, when we were adding audio in, the audio was fine when it started, then it jumps out of it, and then it comes back in later on. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Because this is ridiculous. We worked it out. No. It's because of the frame rate that it films at. I don't know. It might have been variable, maybe, but he basically worked out you have to go into Audacity and you basically have to slow the audio down by, I can't remember what the number was, but I literally made a video for anyone out, and there's other people that had hit that problem, and I just made a video about it. But he's seriously intelligent to have worked that out. He was like, I'm gonna have to do some figures, and I was like, what?
Actually do actual mathematics to figure it out.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, how did you figure it out? He was like, I can't even tell you. He was like, but this is what you have to do. And so I just had to do that for everyone. And you'd think it'd make a difference on, like, you think, am I going to sound like, so you literally couldn't even tell.
Yeah, I've noticed, especially on phones, because that's how I film myself. I use my phone.
Mm-hmm.
If I film in one sitting and once it hits past the 30 minute mark, when I go to edit, I've got to check the whole video, because for some reason I've noticed phones, once you hit 30 minutes, it doesn't like to sync the audio after that.
Oh,
so it might just falls out of sync completely.
Do you have it like is your phone programmed to go to screensaver after like half an hour or something?
No, I can record, but that there is a point. I don't know what point it is where it'll start a new video as it's recording. So it'll be two separate videos. But there is a point where my audio will go out of sync. But I've got software that puts it back into sync called Handbrake. So that helps.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
that
helps. I was trying that when I used to have all those issues, and then we just figured like what the easy thing was. What do you use to edit, by the way? I don't know if I've asked you this before.
Premiere Pro.
Good lad, that's my boy.
I've been using it for like 4 years. So
I love it.
I think I've got them. Yeah, people go like, "Oh, you're paying for it. You could get free software," but I'm like, "Yeah, but you can't get free software as good as this. The money's worth it. The £20 a month is worth it."
I tried DaVinci, didn't like it. Tried DaVinci, the free version, really didn't like it at all. I know a lot of people use Filmora, but the trouble with Filmora is if you create anything in Adobe, it looks really shit when you throw it in Filmora. Because I created something for the lads in True Shot, and they were like, "Oh, I think you've done something wrong because it looks weird." I was like, "Well, this is what it looks like in mine." I was like, "Oh, you're using Filmora, so it's clearly like doesn't have all the same sort of like extensions and stuff that you'll have in Adobe." God,
ironically, funny enough,
turned into a geek, haven't I?
Before I got Premiere Pro, I started with Sony Vegas.
Oh, now I know that is mega expensive. A lot of people use Final Cut. No, Sean from Loki Films uses Final Cut. That's meant to be really good.
Is that an Apple software only? What's the Apple software everyone uses?
Might be that actually. Yeah,
probably, I think it might be. Yeah,
probably is.
I'm just going to move on to the comments. We got my good friend Rob Affects Bounty. Shout out to Rob. He's not well. He's got the coronavirus. Hope you get better, dude. Thinking of you, my dude. So he said, "Hey, you two. Good luck on tonight's stream. Only popped in to show support. Appreciate that, Rob. Really do, man.
Cheers.
Get
man,
well soon.
Get well,
yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. Good dude, that Rob. Good dude.
Really lucky to have not got fucking COVID yet.
I've had it 3 times in the span of like 7-8 months. So hopefully my body's like, sorted itself out and it's ready to fight it next time. But I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
Nikki says FYM suits Kevin a lot. It
Cheers,
works.
Nikki.
I think it works. It works. Last chance, Ches. It's cool to see you in the chat, my dude. Good evening. How are you all doing tonight? I'm doing well.
Good.
What's the difference between Harry Potter and Dom for the Fast and Furious franchise? I think I've seen this joke before already. I don't understand the joke because I've not seen Harry Potter. Kill me in the comments. Dom still has his family, so I don't understand this joke.
Potter and Dom still has his family.
Is it meant to be like the Batman thing where Batman's parents are dead? And Dom still has family. Is that meant to be the joke? Harry Potter has no family. I don't know. I don't watch Harry Potter, so I ain't got a clue.
I've seen a couple of them, but I don't know it well enough, and I don't think I've ever watched any of the Fast and Furious films. I've
seen the first one and the second one. That's about it. What's your favorite movies that's now a meme? I really don't know. If I'm honest with you.
Favorite film that's now a meme? I don't really know. I mean, I've seen lots of memes that are made from films, like Step Brothers. Like, I love Step Brothers. That's hilarious.
I love that film so much.
Seen it so many times.
If you touch my drum kit, I'm going to stab you in the neck with a knife.
I love it, man. I love it. I love how they're like growing adults behaving like children.
Yeah.
It's like around the same time when Superbad came. Loved Superbad.
Yeah, I love the bit where it's just like they start rolling out all the things they're into. This is like, have we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And I love the bit when they move out and he realizes that he can't just wipe his ass with nothing, so he goes straight to the supermarket and buys like the biggest pack of shit roll you've ever seen. It's quality.
And that film's great. Like when they're having their interview, it's just like, did you just fart? I can taste it on my tongue.
That was Seth Rogen, wasn't it? I love it. Again, anything that Seth Rogen's in, I'll watch.
And Nikki says, I'll behave.
It's just because Ian's not here for him to rip on.
Playton guy says, damn, autocorrect. FYM, do you play any video games? If so, what are your favorites?
I have reached. I don't play that much. Used to when I was a lot younger. I did. I've started a little bit when I get a moment, which is very rare. I've started playing Forza Horizon. Is it 4, the latest one that there is? I think it's number 4. I know they got a new one coming out soon. I'll definitely be on that. Like, see, I started playing that at the time when I sort of put the channel on hiatus. So I was literally just doing that. Like, I think for like a good 2 weeks, I just woke up and I just played that all day. Like, what an absolute loser. But yeah, that and like when I was really into it, I've never really got massively games. It's really hard for me for my attention span to be focused on one game for so long. The only one that's ever done that is Guitar Hero, but again, it's music related, isn't it? So it's gonna.
I think we've all been there though with Guitar Hero.
Did get the new Tony Hawk remaster though. That was cool.
Yeah, I've been looking at that, but I haven't picked up myself. I don't really play games anymore like I used to be fair.
It's fun. Like the trouble was, I was like, right, I think I paid like 40 quid for it or something. I was like, because I just had to have a go on it. And you at first you're like, oh, this is amazing. But after about half an hour, you're like, oh, I'm bored now. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, it's like they've Sega has recently remade Alex Kidd.
Really?
So Alex Kidd on the Sega Master System was the very first video game I ever played. I was about 5.
It was inbuilt, wasn't it?
Yeah, inbuilt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, he knows. Kevin knows. Built into the system. Like, you don't get that anymore, do you? But
no.
Yeah, they've remade it, so it's basically the same game, but it's got nicer graphics. But you can switch between the 2 versions at will. It looks awesome. But I know for a fact, I'll put it on, hit a tuba jingle, I go, oh, nostalgia boost, nostalgia, play it for 10 minutes, go, well, that's my nostalgia done. So
don't know though. Like every now and again, I can still play Mario and Sonic, like the originals, for ages. But I remember my friend had the Sega Master System. I didn't have the Master System, but I remember thinking, I don't know why, but because you remember on the game covers, they used to have that weird like cross. Well, there was like lines on the cover.
It's like a grid, like a grid.
Yeah, grid. Yeah, I don't know why, because that was just like the most simple design ever. But I always thought that looked better than, because he had the Master System and then I got the Mega Drive. And I really enjoyed the Mega Drive. It was crazy though. I can still remember my great granddad buying it me for Christmas, and I remember going in the shop and it was £250.
Bloody hell. I wonder what that is nowadays.
I think you probably pick them up for about 20-30 quid, unless it's like a brand new one sealed in its original.
Fun fact about the Master System, they still manufacture them in Brazil.
Really?
Because it's like Brazil was its biggest demographic. Like was super popular in Brazil.
So retro gaming is huge as well.
Yeah. I could go onto a Brazilian website, like a toy outlet, like a store, and now I can just buy a brand new Sega Mega Master System from Brazil.
That's quite cool.
How cool is that? That's so cool.
It is, man. I mean, to be fair, dude. I mean, at some point it would, because I literally have my telly just to the left of me. Got one of those, like the typical black glass stand that everyone has.
Okay, yeah.
Someone there, and the only thing I've got on it is my I've got like a sound bar, so I've got quite a bit of room for other stuff. I'd love to get like the original Nintendo and then the Mega Drive. Not even just as it'd just be cool to like have, and every now and again, if I want to put a game on, I put a game on, and it's cool to because you always go into these. I mean, I know obviously you have like Game Station and CEX and stuff, but there is a really independent one that we have, which has stuff that you probably haven't seen for years. I think it'd be really cool to just be like, oh, let's have a look if they had any new new NES stuff. Like as crappy as the NES was, like I loved it. I remember getting so annoyed once because I grew up and lived with my grandparents, and you remember back then you couldn't save your game. And I remember I don't know whether it was Mario or Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles or something, and I'd had this game on solid for 2 weeks, and I was getting really, really far in it. I come home one day and I looked at my granddad, I was like, why is the red light not on? He was like, oh, you left it on. I was like, are you joking me? And I remember I was really bad, man. I remember once getting really, really annoyed on a game that I'd just lost that and I'd got really far. I literally got mad and tore my dressing gown in half.
So I remember having Sonic the Hedgehog, not the Mega Drive version. I used to have the Sega Master System version, right? So it was like a downgrade, obviously, from the Mega Drive version. And I used to get to the point where I remember being a kid and I had to get every ring in the level. And I used to piss my mum off as well, because I'd be like, I go along, get on the rings, I get hit, lose all my rings, reset, start again. And she'd go to me, can you stop resetting? Can you just play it? No, I've got to get all the rings. I've got to get all the rings. I was one of those kids. Got to get all the rings.
See, I was never asked with that. As long as I wasn't dying, I didn't have any sort. I'm not saying you had OCD, but there's a little bit OCD gaming. Maybe there you go, mate. New channel for you. You can start up gaming streams. OCD gaming. Got fucking patented that for you. 50 quid, please.
I mean, I've got all the necessary gear to do a gaming channel. I've got Shadow Play, which is built into my graphics card. I've got 384 games on Steam.
Bloody hell!
Because I got into PC gaming when it was in 2015, and I got really, because when I get into something, I get really into it, and then I kind of trail off. Just forget about it. So there's a lot of games on my Steam account that I've not played. I think
you just need to sell some games and buy a Sony camera.
I've got no games to sell, to be fair.
Oh, it's all online stuff, is it?
Yeah, it's a Steam account. It's all digital stuff. You can't sell digital stuff for some fucking reason.
Yeah, that is
Nikki says, "I'll behave myself tonight."
We'll see, Nikki.
Lee says, "Should watch Haunt. That's a good horror."
Have I seen it? I'm not sure if I've seen that. Soon tell you. I'll know if I see the
Yeah.
cover.
I don't think I've seen it.
Haunt. It does sound a little bit familiar though. 2019.
It's fairly. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the cover art before. Is it on Netflix or something? No, it's on Prime. That's what I've seen.
I haven't seen that, but that does look pretty good. There was it reminds me of a documentary type film I watched. It wasn't real. They claim it is. Don't think it is. Where there's this like where people went and they operated this haunted house for this like one night, and then loads of weird shit happened to the people that were involved. People disappeared, and it was that was a bit of a strange one, but it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. But I haven't seen Haunt.
The next guy in the chat, he puts magpies into movies, or does he put movies into magpies? That is the question. We have magpie movies. Geordie Paul, another good friend of mine, Kevin, another good friend, great supporter of the channel. Hello, Paul. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Last Chance Chess says, what are your thoughts on the band Orbit Culture? If you haven't reacted to it, may I suggest their song The Shadowing?
Jason will probably know. I can't remember who it. I think it was Golden Reach. We got a guy who comes into the stream quite a lot, called Golden Reacher, and he loves Orbit Culture. And he started saying, putting them in to do. And I think like literally in 1 week, we probably went through about like 10 Orbit Culture songs. Really quite got into them actually, dude. I do quite enjoy them. I know a lot of people say like, oh, he's a bit James Hetfield, the vocalist at times, but I think they've got a really, really cool sound. They're not one that I listen to an awful lot, but if it come onto like a playlist, for instance, I probably wouldn't turn it off because they've got. Tell you what, it's like Riff City at times, really, really is.
Yeah.
And I think they're pretty cool, man. I do dig them. Like if somebody asked me to like name bands of sort of the people that what I would refer to as household names, I'd say they're in there.
Coolio.
What about you? What about you, Jason? What do you think of Orbit Culture?
I don't think I've listened to them, to be honest with you. I recognise the name though, so I probably have at some point, or maybe on one of your streams they popped up and I just didn't remember.
I'll send you one at Good Ones.
Coolio. Up for that. I like it's always a good mix on your stream. So, but it's always hard to keep track of what was that band? What was that? It's really hard. Sometimes I've got to go to you and go, what was this band? And then you've got to go, fuck's sake, now I've got to have a look. You've got to try and figure it out.
I do always try my best to put like what's playing now. I don't always remember. So if someone says, just like copy paste it. There you go.
Yes, mate. See, look, I wasn't taking the piss out of Paul. He literally says it in the chat. The man who puts movies into magpies. He knows the deal.
So is that like, I'm guessing, is he just like a similar channel to you, or does he actually make? Is he like a filmmaker?
No, he actually similar channel to me. Yeah, he collects movies and talks about movies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's like there's a couple of people that I met, I kind of discovered, and we've kind of just like built this community like from it kind of thing. So Paul was Magpie Movies. He's one of the first channels that really kind of like gave me a shot, like gave me a little, help me kind of get out to more people. So yeah. So I have a lot of respect for Paul. He's a good dude.
It's cool though. It's good to have people that do like sort of that do support you from the start, because you'll probably find like, I mean, how long you been doing it? How long you been doing this now? Seriously,
if you look on my about, it says 2018. That's when I actually started the account. But when I took my YouTube channel the iteration that is now, because it's gone through numerous iterations, I started the movie channel seriously in November.
Okay, so it's still sort of early days then. But yeah, I was just going to say you'll probably find that a lot of people that support you from the start, you'll find that they stay with you for for a very, very long time, which is really, really cool, because you think, oh, are these people going to get bored of me like over time? Because sometimes you feel like you're coming out with a lot of the same old shite. But like it's really cool to have people to support it. I mean, I probably watch stuff on YouTube more than anything that's on TV. There's only one show that I watch on TV, and I think you know what that is.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. You can. If you want to express your love for that show to the audience, you can, Kevin. It's fine.
I'm not ashamed that I like EastEnders, man. It's fucking
It's
quality.
cool. It's cool.
God, like
It's,
I think
it's
I
not
think
for me.
I like how it has a lot of crime elements in it, and I dig stuff like that. Like my folks are always like, "Oh, do you know what's Coronation Street?" I was like, "No, EastEnders is where it's at. It's got Danny Dyer in it." And people, I know, people think it's lame, but I don't know. I've watched it for that many years now that I just can't not watch it. I've loved it when the football's been on because they've had to put all the episodes on iPlayer. So usually on a Monday or a Tuesday, I watch them all in one sitting, like an absolute gaylord.
Something's really bothering me. StreamYard's not letting me block this troll for some fucking reason.
Ew.
Unless one of my moderators has already done it for me. It keeps coming up an error, so I'm guessing maybe someone's done it for me. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It's all cool. Platino guy says Dom from Fast and Furious can destroy and survive anything because he has family. It's a silly meme that floods my Facebook. Fair enough.
Never seen that meme. Never seen it.
Magpie Movies, Paul says, just editing my Arrow video sale pickup and thought I'd pop by and say hello. Appreciate it, man. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers for jumping on.
But then the guy says, oh man, Guitar Hero, the rock band and DJ hero, used to spend hundreds of hours on them.
Never did the I've never been on the DJ Hero. Rock band I did play quite a lot. I think I did always. Sometimes there was sometimes occasionally where you might get a bit of a better song on Rock Band. I did try what was it? Was it called I want to say Aerosmith, but I don't think it was. But there was like another game where you could actually plug a real guitar in, and as soon as it went onto anything that was more than one string, I just sucked. What was it called? Rocksmith.
Oh, that, yeah. I think my brother had that because my brother tried to learn the guitar at one point and he gave up. But I think my brother had that at one point. I played Guitar Hero a lot, but I never used to use the guitar controller because I sucked at it. So I used an actual PS2 controller. Used to go. I could play extreme, like.
Oh, it's cheating.
It's cheating because you don't need to strum. So you just tap the buttons.
Yeah, but it's fun. I used to love playing the Kill Switch Engage song because it got to a certain bit and I could turn my back to the TV and still play it without looking at the TV.
That's cool.
That was my little trick.
Where were we? Oh, there. Forgot what the movie says. Have you guys seen A Night at the Roxbury with Will Ferrell? One of his earlier roles. I don't think I have, you know.
No, I love Will Ferrell as well. I thought he was hilarious in what was that Euro? Was it called like Eurovision? It was like the Legend of Eurovision or something that he did recently.
I've not seen that.
Oh, so. Dude, it's so funny. It's absolutely hilarious. I highly recommend because I remember at first I was like I hate Eurovision, but it's done so well. It's hilarious. He plays like this. He plays a bloke from Sweden. So he does like the accent and everything, and it's just absolutely quality. He's so he's so naive about anything outside of like where he lives, and he just doesn't have a clue. It's so good. I highly recommend it.
So when I think of Will Ferrell, I always think of like Anchorman because Anchorman's quality.
I did like Anchorman.
See, that's sorry, go on.
I was gonna say that, like, I think I really enjoyed the first Anchorman. Like, I have watched it. I watched all the Anchorman films, but like, I don't know. I think I think they're very, very overrated. But when you first watch them, they're great. But I don't think. I mean, I say I couldn't watch it again. I've probably seen them both about 3 times.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one. To be fair,
Oh, they're good.
That was years ago.
Veronica Corningstone in it though. Well, I know that's in it. Let's see that's how often I've seen it because I know her name. But I remember she was in the original film years back called Don't Tell Mum the Babysitter's Dead. You're looking really blank. You haven't seen it, have you?
No, sorry.
Jesus, dude, like absolute classics.
Look, I told you people are going to realise I'm a hack and unsubscribe. I told you this is going to happen. This is why I don't join quizzes.
Dude, I'm a music channel. I'm not supposed to know more than you. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be the guru.
I'm no guru, my friend. No guru. I just like movies and like talking about movies. It doesn't mean I have to know anything about movies to do that.
It just goes to show what I've done in my spare time before I did any of this. Used to just sit at home watching film after film after film.
It's always good. Always good. Playtender Guy asks, what are some of your favourite actors, FYM?
My favourite actors would be Anna Kendrick, obviously, because she's. I've already gone into this. So yeah, Anna Kendrick, because I just love her. Will Ferrell, Jonah Hill, Robert De Niro. Anything De Niro's in, I will watch. Joe Pesci, Tom Hardy. I do really enjoy a lot of the films that he's been in. Michael Keaton, because of course he is the only Batman, and if you think otherwise,
yes,
you are wrong.
Oh, I love you now. I love you all day long, Kevin, man.
Anyone else? Who else? Like Seth Rogen. What's her name called? Right. What's that film where the guy? I think it's got Joaquin Phoenix. Probably correct. Pronounce his name wrong. Joaquin Phoenix is in it, and he buys this new operating system, but it's like fully AI, and he like falls in love with it. What's she called?
Ex Machina. Is that the film?
Well, I think the same actress is in that. Oh, what's she called? It's gonna really, really annoy me now. I can't remember her name, but the female that plays her in that, she's really good. I'd say that's probably most of them. Bryan Cranston, because Breaking Bad's awesome.
Yeah, if I was to answer this question, I would say Bryan Cranston as well. Fucking what an actor, absolute stellar. I've got a bit of a deep cut. No one really knows who this is, but I think he's one of the greatest actors ever to live, which is Toshiro Mifune. He was in Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, Sanjuro, a lot of the Akira Kurosawa samurai films. He was in.
I've never seen any of them. So you could. I know when I've watched a lot of your videos when you were, because I know you did like a top 40 or something. I think you did it might have done it in a couple of parts, and I remember there was some of them in there, and I was like, nope, never seen any of them.
Yeah, I really like Seven Samurai is one of those epic movies that I understand why people won't want to sit there, because it's in black and white. It's 3 hours long and it's in Japanese. So that's literally 3 barriers of entry right there, and not many people are going to sit there and deal with that. But I sat there for the duration and loved every minute of that movie. It's so good.
I wouldn't be fussed about, but if something's black and white, I don't particularly mind. Generally, if anything comes out as well on, I can't remember what is it. Oh, what's it called? It's the same company. Was it Tartan Video that released like the ring?
Mate.
Anything like that funny game
versus Battle Royale.
All them. Well, I used to go to HM when like HMV still had a decent like horror section, which it fucking doesn't where I live anymore. I used to go in like this is so bad, right? And I know this goes against everything that you believe in, but I'm from the stream. We're both from the streaming era, and at this point, didn't really have that much money. So if I wanted to watch films and I wanted to discover ones that I've not seen, we literally would have to like download them or stream them. So what me and the girl I went out with at the time, we used to go into HMV, dude, and we'd go in there with our phones and we'd literally like just write down on our phones what looked good and just go home and download them.
Brilliant.
Terrible.
I didn't used to be the same with music, but when I was a teenager and I used to actually have we used to buy CDs. Don't really do that anymore. But when I used to buy CDs, what I would do as a teenager, bear in mind when I'm 15, I'd go into HMV. I'd buy a CD, go home, rip it to my computer, take it back, get a refund, buy something else, go home, rip it onto my computer, take it back. Literally, my local HMV, it's not here anymore. It shut down like about 5 years ago. The manager in that store started to call me the serial refunder.
Oh, dude, you absolute slag.
I know. Little shit I was. But, don't get much money. You might as well make the most of that one purchase over and over and keep recycling that one purchase.
Yeah.
Awful. Don't do it, kids. Awful.
That's it. I was saying, what's the guy? Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, okay, yeah. mate, all day long.
Plus she's gorgeous, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
if you never watched I don't think it's not her in it, but if you grew up and you didn't watch the Species films a million times, there's something wrong with you.
Oh, mate, that first one. That first one's such an like no one talks about that first one. It's so underrated.
It's really good. I watched I think I rewatched the first two again, like not so long ago. And they've aged pretty well actually, you know.
Yeah, I need to rewatch them to be fair.
Yeah, I still think the first one's really good. I think when they started bringing like the man alien in as well, that was a little bit far fetched, I think. But it was a cool story. I think that's partly why I got fascinated by like aliens when I was younger.
Is there only 2, or is there more than 2 in the Species franchise?
It's either 3 or 4. Can't remember exactly how many.
My memory is saying to me there's 4, but I don't really remember watching 4. I remember watching the first 2.
No, not how many species are there. I'm sure there's lots of species.
Can you imagine the question? Oh God!
For fuck's sake! I need to know. I need to know this. So there's 4.
4. Interesting. I think I've only seen the first 2.
I mean, it's quite funny because the cover of 4 looks like something off Brazzers.
Because it probably is. That's the thing. It's probably like gone from a horror movie to turning into like straight up porn by that point.
I think the trouble is with those films though, there's only really so far you can push it, isn't there? Like it's going to be the same sort of story. Because
obviously you got the girl in the first one basically causing issues, but then you got the man in the second one, and he's like impregnating women, and they explode. I swear is that the film? They explode. When they impregnate them, it gets a bit weird. Like, I always feel like sequels should up the ante, but I don't know where you go from exploding people. How'd you up that? I don't know.
I think it'd be quite interesting to see them do a prequel, but show them of like the actual planet where they're from, and I think that would be quite interesting. Yeah. That would be fun. But yeah, that was one of those from years ago. And I remember a friend of mine said, "Did you ever see Species?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember buying that on VHS." And I remember he was like, "I bet that got ruined, didn't it?"
It's good. It's a good shout though. I need to rewatch those now. I need to put that on my list.
Yeah, definitely do.
Lee asks, "Are you fans of Don Broco? And if you have you checked out the new song from yesterday?" I've not heard the new song from yesterday, but their album Technology is one of my favorite albums of all time. I adore that record. It's so fucking good.
I've not heard it yet. I do dig some Don Broco that I have heard. I think the trouble with me is like literally today I was like, "Sorry, I'm going to do the City's Hours today," and I was like, "For fuck's sake, I've got that to do. I've got Resist the Thought to do. Oh, this other band just dropped a new one." I was like, "Christ." But no, I'll check it out, Lee. I can't guarantee if I'll feature it. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, that album from 2019, Don Broco. Is that how you pronounce the name? That's how I've been pronouncing it ever since. Don Broco.
Broco, same difference, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Tomato, I suppose. Their album they put out in 2019, Technology. I discovered that from a podcast called That's Not Metal, ironically, and it's 2 dudes just talking. They recommended it, and I just listened to it on Spotify all the way through, and I thought this is fucking fantastic. And it's not really if you met me 5 years ago, I wouldn't have liked that stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because I was really much like, it's got to be thrashy riffs and metal. But now I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll just give that a go. Like, I've grown up so much in 5 years in terms of my music taste. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love that album. They got a song called Pretty, and it's almost like my party album because it's upbeat and like really good. And when they riff, they can fucking riff. I'll tell you that. I think anyway.
Kind of makes me think of, I don't know why, whenever I hear Don Broco, I always think of Billy Talent.
I think they're very different. I think, yeah.
I was just waiting for you to go, never heard of them, and then I was going to kill you.
I know who they are. I'm not that crazy. Anyway, Playton the guy says, at least it's EastEnders and not Love Island. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it because Love Island is trash. Absolute trash.
Never seen it, but I've heard very bad things.
My sister watches it, so I've unfortunately had to be in the room when it's on. So, and it is trash. We have the one, the only Cadence in the chat. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it.
My cheeky little Kiwi. She's a good one, is Cadence. Cadence is very lucky. She generally gets to hear about everything before any of you lot. she does. But like Cadence is just like, she's a massive supporter. I met her through the AMB Reacts Facebook group actually, and she's been a big supporter. I mean, she even made a Discord server for me, bless her. She's an absolute star. And she's a great musician as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Really good. Really good. She plays piano, plays guitar, she sings, and she doesn't realize how good she is. She's one of those musicians that could release the most amazing thing, and she'll just be like, "Oh no, it's really crappy." Like she sort of sent me she basically managed to write the piano piece for, I can't remember the name of the Amity Affliction song it is, but she sent me it, and I was like, so it's very rare that you can hear a song without lyrics and feel the emotion in it, but you could. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
That's cool. Yeah, it's really cool to see these, people that just smashing out really good stuff like that.
Yeah,
sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I can imagine at some point. I think she will end up being really successful. I don't know whether she'll end up joining a band or just do like a solo thing, but she's a brilliant musician, absolutely spot on.
See, I play drums, but that's all I can really do. So I find it frustrating that I can't really write anything in that regards. Do you know what I mean?
I always wanted to, if I could, sing. I can't sing, and I can't do the aggressive vocals either. I tried once, and then I couldn't really talk properly for a few days.
There was a point where I was training my voice to actually not get lessons, but I was learning things with my voice to sing. So I was learning how, because I was learning how to do falsettos and the high stuff you don't like. I just learned to do that, and I was learning that it's not about, you got to ignore your ears when you do stuff like that. It's all about feeling it in your diaphragm and feeling it in your throat, because that's when you know you've hit the right notes. So I was learning that kind of mindset with it. And there's some people saying, I used to record myself singing to Iced Earth songs and stuff like that. And some people will come back to me going, you're sounding all right, a little bit more practice, you're going to get there, kind of thing. But then it's just once you stop doing that, you're at square one again, because my voice is now, I couldn't even think about trying to do that now.
No,
so probably killed my throat. I sod that. Playtender guy says, what are some of your favorite music artists?
Oh, fuck me, dude.
That's a rabbit hole, that is.
Right then. Right. So as everything unfolds, obviously, because they're amazing. Dream State, Seasons, Terrafor, obviously. Activist, DVSR, and then if you go back to the stuff that got me into the scene that are still artists I love today, Machine Head, Slipknot, Sepultura. I hate Iron Maiden. If anyone disagrees with me, I just don't. I'm not one of these Slayer. No, there's my favorite Slayer. My favorite Slayer song is probably one of the least favorites, which is Bloodline, and I love that. Plus, it was used on one of the Hellraiser soundtracks, so you know. Who else is that? I'd literally there's fucking loads. I can currently at the minute, if you want to go through all the shit that I am loving right now, it would be, I'm looking basically what I've been repeating lately. So East Capri, Hot Milk, Bury Tomorrow, The City Is Ours, We Are the Catalyst, Ocean Grove, Through It All, Rising Insane, Spirit Box, Earth Caller, Resist the Thought, Atwood, who are an alternative pop band from Italy, who were really cool actually. So yeah, that's just some of them. That's such a hard question for me, because the trouble is a lot of my favorite bands are bands that I've featured. I think since the channel started, I've done close to 2,000 bands.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you put the work in, and I think people see that. So that's why I think you're where you are now, man. That's how it's all about.
It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
You have to love it to spend the money that I spend on equipment. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if I was going to answer that same question, favorite music artist, Ice Earth is probably my favorite band of all time. But they've there's something happened, and now they're kind of dead, which makes me sad, but also angry.
Are they literally not doing anything anymore then, or have they just sort of like
the main man? He's looking at a maximum of 30 years in prison for what he did. So,
jeez.
But they might be relaxing that to about 4.5 years if he's lucky.
Right.
The labels dropped them. The singer and the bass players left the band, so the band's dead, man. The band's dead in the water. I'm getting angry talking about it because it's pissed me off. Anyway, we'll move on. So other bands that I really like. I like stuff. I like a bit different from you. I like metalcore, but I'm more into my extremist stuff like sludge and slam and just disgusting shit. So there's a band that I think I requested it on your stream last week, but I think I had to go onto my own stream, so I think I missed you actually listening to it. It was a band called Still Bearing Hand, death metal bands, really fucking good. Love them.
I can't remember now. There was one that you asked for, which was really kind of industrial. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Fear Factory in parts, but that was pretty cool.
Cryptosis.
That's it.
Yeah, those. Yeah, that album is one of my favorite albums of this year. Utter awesome. It's kind of like Fear Factory, but also kind of like if Fear Factory did thrash metal, that's what they kind of like. It's really good. I love that band.
You ever heard of a band called Conflict?
No.
Oh, if you like Fear Factory, you'll like them, but they got a female vocalist.
Ooh.
I'll send you some shit.
But yeah, I'm into a lot of underground stuff, like a lot of sludge, like a band called Conan from Liverpool. They play in Drop F, and they're absolutely just. I've seen them live, and it's literally you're standing there. It's literally the sound is literally like a wall of mud. That's how I describe it.
The brown note.
It's fucking it's so good. There's another band that I love called Body Voids. They're similar to Conan, but they'll be playing the really kind of doomy, slow doomy shit. Then they'll flip into this crust punk stuff, and it's brilliant. I fucking love it. Yeah, there's a lot of I can go on as you were gonna say. But yeah, there's too many bands to say. I've got loads of bands that I love. So yeah,
I know you do.
Yeah.
There's lots. There's too many. Someone once said to me, "What was it?" They said, "Do you never worry that you're going to run out of bands to feature?" I was like, "No."
that is an impossibility, right?
Yeah, it has to be. I still get stuff now every now and again, like something will come through from India, and I'm like, "How the hell have I not heard these?" You know, it's there's so much out there, and a lot of bands don't realize how good they are, and there's so much that aren't signed that frankly should be. But then again, you don't have to be signed to to be able to get on and do well now.
Yeah, the way of labels is going away. I think that kind of the way of doing things is changing, and you're going to get a lot more DIY bands making a name for themselves. And
well, look at Braden's Expressionless record. If you didn't know any better, you'd thought that was a full-on professional release, wouldn't you?
It's fantastic. It's brilliant. I listened to it like twice the other day, like just because I was out walking, and just stuck it on. It's just awesome. Just does he do all of it himself?
He basically does everything apart from the drums. The drums are done by a guy called Austin. Did you ever listen to Braden's other band, Malign?
No.
Jason, man, I'm telling you, mate. It's still got the same it's got a similar sort of vibe to Expressionless, but they also had like a kind of grime rapper in it as well.
Oh, nice.
Like, and it was really fun. I'll have to send you. They did. They've got a couple of videos, but I think they only did they have. I think they might have 2 music videos, but they had like loads of audio streams. But the first music video they did, it was just awesome. And Braddon does like it's what I call his signature hardcore kick in it, and it's just badass. At the time, he had hair down to like he had like the undercut, and he just looks badass as hell. If Nicky's still here, I think Nicky will agree with me. Any of the guys that follow my channel will have heard Malign, and Malign were fucking sick.
Are they as slammy as Expression?
They're more like it's more beat down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they were quality. I mean, generally anything that Braddon puts his hand to is good. You know, it's bands. Whether it's he's got a clothing company called Shark Circle. I've bought a couple of their designs. Really quality. And he's one of the loveliest people you'll ever meet. So, you know, because you hear him on that and you think, fuck me, he sounds a bit angry and mean. And you meet him, it's like, hello, Kevin. Really nice to see you. He's sound blessed.
They're the best kind of people, though, right? Like. I remember going to see Ingested in this tiny little venue in London. They were supporting cattle decapitation, and I met Jason. Oh my god, it blew the roof off, mate! Absolute fucking filth, utter. Yeah, I think it was Unfathomable Ruination who opened. They were sick. Okay. Ingested, and then cattle. Oh, fucking mate, that was a gig, and literally the venue was like 100 people capacity. It was ridiculous, tiny venue in London. But I met Jason, the singer of Ingested. He's like the nicest dude. But then it's
always the way.
When he goes on stage and starts singing "Skinned and Fucked," you're like, "Fucking hell!" Like,
yeah, it's like it's like I said about. I can't remember. It was either. I think it might have been Ian Edge that I was chatting to earlier about this, and like I remember when I first featured that band I Amen, and you know, for me they were essentially the kind of the English version of Motionless in White with some different elements. But like I'd seen the videos, and the vocalist Kyle is just like, you know, he's got the black scleras in, and they all have like, you know, the branding of each of them matches up. Like, you know, it's all well thought out, very cool concepts. So we'd been chatting for ages after I'd featured them. We, you know, had a lot of similar interests. We were both into like paranormal shit, so we chat about that for ages. And then I arranged to go up to Glasgow and meet him. And you know, like when you see like your favorite bands in music videos, and you know, if they wear something specific, you just imagine that they're going to be like that. And it was so weird when I met up with him. He's just like in jeans and some random normal t-shirt, and like, you know, he's got his hair's all nice and tidy. And I was like, dude, I wanted like a possessed demon to come and pick me up. But Kyle's awesome. Like, you know, he became one of my best friends. You know, that doesn't live around here because obviously he's up in Glasgow. But hopefully go up and visit him again in a couple of weeks. We always have a good crack when I go up there.
I'm going to do that now. When I order an Uber and it'll go requirements to the driver, I'll be like, yeah, I expect a possessed demon to pick me up.
It's quality.
Yeah, bro.
More bands need to do that. Demon. No, it's like the same thing with films. You know, if someone comes up with a really cool concept for a film, more bands should look to do that, rather than when you get it where someone just sends you something. Oh, listen to this. We're from Leeds, and like, you know, that's not nothing really interesting. You need to have something about you, even if it's just like if the lyrical content has got like a cool story, like, oh, you know, this is based on something which happened to me years ago, and we wanted to write about it. You know, rather than like, oh, I'm gonna write about, I don't know. You know, have to be interesting.
Speaking of Leeds, I'm going to Damnation Festival in November.
So who's on at that? Anyone that I like?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, but like, it's a lot of sludge and a lot of black metal, and so I don't know if you're into that kind of stuff. Perhaps, maybe.
Is that this year?
Yeah, sold out. It's I got my tickets just like literally like hours before it sold out, so I was pretty thankful.
I'm looking at these. I'm looking. Yeah. I don't think I've heard of any of these. I don't think that's really my cup of tea, is it?
Abigail Williams, Behold the Octopus,
Boss Collide, they're cool.
They're good. Blood Incantation are ridiculous. Conan, one of my favorites.
Pig Destroyer is still going. That's a
Oh,
name I haven't heard for a long time.
Mate, I love Pig Destroyer. So I love them. They're so good. Elder are great. Hell Ripper. If you like old school kind of like black metal when it used to be like almost thrash, they're good. Incantation are ridiculous. Onslaught, classic thrash metal. Yeah. Paul Bearer are great. It's just Wolves in the Throne Room are probably the band of the night for me. I can't wait for those. Veil of Nuth. They're a band that went from like being this like tech metal band into like this tech black metal band, and they're awesome now. Didn't like them before. Now I do. It's weird.
Yeah,
they're great. Yeah, the lineup is. I think the lineup's pretty sick. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be. It's only one day, but it goes on till like 4 a.m. It's ridiculous.
Oh God, you're gonna be dead.
I know. Because I asked because I'm going with a mate of mine. I was like, so when our Wolves in the Throne Room playing? He's like, yeah, they're on at 1 a.m. I was like, great. It's gonna be brutal. Oh, it's gonna be a long night. But yeah, that's in Leeds. I'm looking forward to that. It's my first proper gig it's probably gonna be my first attending gig, because I've got gigs that I'm gonna be playing before then, but it's gonna be my first gig that I'll be attending this year. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun.
If you ever get a music video done, you better use Loki or JWA Creations or Ollie Duncanson, or I'll be coming down to hunt you. Well,
you probably have to come down and hunt me, because I think my bandmates have already chosen a dude to do a music video.
That's not good enough.
Well, I don't know. We've been looking at options like affordability and, production skill as well. Like just seeing what options were.
Loki would cost you a fortune. I mean, one of the main cameras that he uses is the same camera they used on the set of Lord of the Rings. So
One does not just go into Mordor, whatever the fucking quote is. Whatever, I don't care. Don't care if I got that quote wrong. Shoot me. It's fine. Don't care. Where were we? I've lost the fucking bit where we were.
Last one you did was what were some of your favourite music artists, and then we kind of went off on a tangent.
Yeah, it happens. It's a thing that happens. Cadence says 60% of the time it works every time. I don't know what she's referring to, but
yeah, I don't know. Can't remember now.
From a or a conversation earlier, maybe. Mika says, "Have you seen Spiral?"
I know you have, your slag.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw it when it first came out. Where you been?
When he had it, I was like, you could just send me whatever it is. But no, I haven't yet. I keep meaning to. I started watching it one night and I fell asleep. Not because I didn't find it interesting, just because I was tired. And I do love the Saw franchise, so I do need to get on it.
I think it's one of the better ones, in my opinion. I'd say top 3, in my opinion. I think so. Lee says her. I don't know what.
Her. Yeah, that's the film. I told you about the film of the guy that buys. Imagine if you go and buy Alexa, but she organizes your whole life for you. Like that's okay. That's it. It's called Her. Highly, highly recommend it. Very interesting concept for a film.
Interesting. Cool.
Very, 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 very cool. A little bit weird. If you like things to go a bit weird, but
yeah, am I guessing it takes a dark turn, like at some point?
No, I won't really say dark turn. It just shows you what the human psyche is like. We become attached to things very easily, and then when they're not there anymore, it's all hell kind of breaks loose. Definitely, I won't tell you what happens because it's a really really fun watch. I've seen it a couple of times. I'll definitely watch it again. See, now I've been talking about it, I want to watch it.
Mika, I don't know how you pronounced
Micah. I think it is
Micah. But I say Mika because it's got 2 eyes in it, but I could be wrong. I probably am.
See, I know. Well, I know he's actually called Jan. So
he says, "I'm dying for the Saw movies." Don't die too soon, mate. They'll still be there to watch.
You've seen Spiral, dude. Do you think there's going to be more? Is there going to be more of them? Do you think?
Well, like Lionsgate teased Saw 10, like immediately after, like not long after Spiral came out. But the director of Spiral, Darren Lynn Bousman, said, but Spiral's not the 9th film; it's a spin-off, so it should be Saw 9.
Right.
So, I don't know, but the only thing is, Spiral's bombed at the box office.
Right.
So if they didn't make money, they're not going to make any more, are they? As much as I like the Saw franchise, it's the thing that baffles me about Spiral is that it's a really cool kind of police procedural thriller that didn't need to be tied into the Saw franchise. It feels a bit forced that it's tied into the Saw franchise.
Could have probably been something completely separate then.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
I get it though. People, they're probably going to want, we're making this film, let's just attach it to this because we know everyone's going to want to see it. But
no one did. It bombed, like I said. So it kind of didn't go in their favor. So the way Hollywood is, like, it's like, well, it didn't make money, it's not going to get anything after that.
Didn't exactly get released at the best time in the world. Let's face it, anything that's been released within the last year has pretty much been straight to online, hasn't it?
But saying that, Godzilla versus Kong, it is smashed over $1 billion.
Wow.
No, actually, no, I lied. Sorry, I'm getting my things wrong. I think it's just smashed over 500 million, the box office. So that's doing well. But I don't know whether maybe people are just, they had enough. Maybe the audience for Saw have dried up, and the Saw, so it had its time. Now no one really cares about the Saw franchise anymore. But maybe Godzilla has more of a appeal, perhaps. I don't know. Have you frozen out? Hello? Oh, shit.
I'm back.
Hello. What was I saying?
I don't know. That might have been you. It might have been me. I'm not really sure.
Sorry. I was saying about so Godzilla did really well in the box office. Could it be a case of like the whole thing with Saw is kind of had its time and it's done with, so people are not really in a rush to go out and see a Saw film anymore? Perhaps. Maybe that's the thing.
I'd love to see a prequel of how Jigsaw like grew up and became the fucked up individual that he is.
They do explain that throughout the films, though, right? So you do see kind of glimpses of why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
So they'll just be retreading old ground again, I think. Personally, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Forgotten Mode of Movies asks, have you seen Rosemary's Baby? Absolutely love that film. I have not seen that.
I might have seen it years ago. I don't think I can remember it. Monster Mash Munch also asked, what's your favourite type of cheese? It's definitely not his smegma, because that's terrible.
Where's him? He's not in the chat.
I see him. To be fair, it was at like 9:30, so it was a while back. It's probably just because it's...
Well, I've blocked him because he's a troll. Because that's the one question they all ask all the time. What's your favorite type of cheese?
Cheese? What? Why? Like, if you're gonna come on, at least be original. Try and insult me because
it's the same person but with multiple accounts.
Oh, okay. Well, you're always going to get the haters, aren't you? I kind of love Nicky's comment where he says Kevin loves rich tea biscuits.
So do I. So I don't get. So what's wrong with rich tea? They're the best kind of biscuits. Oh, unless you're chocolate hobnobs, of course.
You can't fucking dip a rich tea, though, can you? You know.
That is true. He says, have you seen Rosemary's Baby? I have not, but also the director's a paedophile, so I don't think I want to watch it now.
See, that just makes me want to watch it because I like
what you want to support a paedophile?
No, it's not about supporting, is it? It's for me. It's about I like to see stuff that that shocks me, and it gets people talking. It gets people talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think, oh, there's a new film about a pedo, I want to watch it. It's like,
it's not. I'm not saying it's about a paedophile. I'm saying the director who made it is a paedophile.
Right.
So I don't want to watch it.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant it had
it's the same.
a nonce in the film.
No, that's fine. The films about that is fine, but like when it's the person who made it then I don't really want anything to do with it. It's the same with like Jeepers Creepers, for example. I really like that film. I think it's a really effective horror film.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to go out and buy it because I don't want to give the sick cunt any money. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man, that's absolutely fair. To be honest, that is absolutely fair.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, though, Hollywood is rampant with these kind of people. That's the problem. And Hollywood protects these kind of people. I'm sorry, but they fucking do.
Well, it does look when they do something like really, really bad, and like they can just pay it off. Same with like, if anyone in authority here does something, and you're like, how did that person not go to prison for that?
Yeah, it's like fucking. We're gonna get into politics now, but it's like the man Hancock bollocks, right? So this is the thing, right? Yeah. So sure, he's no longer a health secretary, but he's still got a job as an MP. He's still fucking got a job. He's still gonna make fucking money.
Hmm.
And Joe, what's funny about that? It rounds me up. The news.
Why have I got these in my hand?
You're stressed. You're a bit stressed. Talking about politics. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Yeah, the new health secretary. He's like, I've turned off the camera in my office. There shouldn't be a camera. Every MP that works for the government should be on camera 24/7. You run our country. We should be able to see when you make a fucking fool of yourselves. Boom! I said it. Boom! I said it.
I do agree. I don't generally do politics or anything, but I do agree.
Sorry. That's all I'm going to say. We'll move on. Lee says Technology is one of the best albums ever. Listened to it back to front for weeks when it came out. I love that album so very much.
Is that by Don Brocco?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's so singable. When they drop some riffs in there, they can fucking riff. I tell you, it's so good. And then the key word I would use, they're fun. They're fun. That's the main thing. And they're brilliant songwriters. They're doing things out of the box, which I don't really see contemporary acts do. They're so different to everything else that I've listened to recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. I recommend it. I recommend you checking out that album. Kevin, I really do. It's great.
I like to say that I'll give it a spin. I'm not a big you'll probably know this. I'm not a massive album person, but from time to time I will jump on one. Like, I know the new Hacktivist album dropped not so long ago, and I think I've only listened. I started listening to it, and I think I've only heard about 3 of it. I've still not listened to the As Everything Unfolds debut yet either, which is really, really bad. There was a day when I was like, you know what? Shall I just fucking do a live stream and I'll just do it all. But I think I'm going to have to do it as a full, recorded. That's the only downside to doing this, man. There's so, you want to, if someone says, oh, you should check this out, you want to, and then you can guarantee a few days later, like, dude, you should check out this new song by this. And for fuck's sake, why did I listen to that yesterday? It's annoying. Yeah. I have to, avoid everything.
Or not. You could just listen to it and then just not feature it, I suppose, maybe.
And I like to feature the good shit,
Have you missed out on loads of features because you've listened to it by mistake, or did you listen to it before it? Or...
Yeah. There's quite a few. I'm gutted that I heard Pisces by Ginger before.
Oh, what a tune!
Yeah, but I mean, mainly because those ones do amazing. I mean, there's one reason why all the channels do Spirit Box and Ginger. Instant views, that's why we do it. That would definitely be one. Is there some that I've because I don't always massively feature the really, really popular stuff unless I love them. So if it's like Savior or Resist the Thought or Make Them Suffer, I'll hold out for them. But yeah, there certainly is a lot of times where I wish I'd have done something. Like I remember once, I can't remember, James Bennett from the 0161 Manchester Underground. He once sent me this band called Hounds that they've got to play at one of their events. He was like, "Oh man, you got to proper check these out because they're awesome." I was like, "I'll give us a track. I'll have a listen." So he's like, "Let me know what you think." So he sent me it, and he's like, "Oh sweet, can you feature it?" And I was like, "I've just listened to it. No." It was like I literally, when people send me music, I literally have to say to them, "Do you want me to listen to this now, or is this to feature?" But there'll be certain people that'll send me stuff, and I'll be like, "I'm featuring it, like regardless." I'll just jump on it.
Yeah, you say Hounds. See, the band called Hounds that I know are probably not the same band that you're talking about.
Hardcore band.
No, not the same.
Yeah,
the band,
the States, I think.
The band I'm thinking of are called Hounds,
mm-hmm.
but they kind of more kind of gothic punk. They got a song called called Wicked Witch, and it's almost
Definitely
like
not the same band.
It's almost like gothic electro punk. Really good though. They're really good though. But they only released like 2 EPs and that's it. And it's funny enough because Metal Hammer gave away those 2 EPs as cover CDs. That's how I discovered them. And they haven't done an album or anything. We've just done 2 EPs and that's it. So that's interesting. I thought that was quite interesting.
I'm quite surprised magazines like Metal Hammer and Kerrang and stuff still actually manage to make enough, because I think these days, a lot of people just turn to online press, don't they? I mean, I'll be honest, I will very rarely go on to, like, unless I see something posted as like a link on Facebook or off like Metal Sucks or something, then I'll go and look at that. But I do kind of miss it in a way, like, the fact that everything's so easily accessible now, because I used to enjoy, like, I'd go to WH Smith's on a Saturday morning and be like, "Oh, there's a new Metal Hammer, right, let's pick it up." And it's so weird. I remember once going through, I don't have them anymore, but I used to go, I used to have this big, massive pile of Metal Hammer magazines. And one day I was like, let's just have a random look back through, see if there's anything in there that I know now. And I was looking through it and I was like, oh my God, I bought this years ago. And it was a feature on Hatebreed. And Hatebreed are one of my favorite bands. And like at that point, I saw it and was like, it's crazy. Really, really crazy.
I used to be, I think I subscribed to Metal Hammer for about 10 years, from 2007 until 2017. And they used to be my go-to to discover bands. Like I bought them solely for their free sampler CD with different bands on.
They were really good.
And their album reviews. I looked through their album reviews, whatever they used to give, because they used to go for fans of this. So if you like Hatebreed, for example, you might like this album. So I'm like, right, I'll write that down. I go to HMV, I just buy it. This is obviously before like Spotify and stuff like that. I used to have like 1,000 CDs in my house. Now I've only got a handful left because I just don't use them. I do. There are some bands that, I'm literally looking in front of me and I've probably only got about maybe 30 or 40 CDs altogether. I don't even have a disc drive on my computer to play them. Neither do I.
I've got, like, what was the last one I got sent was it was from The City Is Ours. That was their low EP. It won't get opened. I'm just gonna wait until hopefully in years to come and it becomes really rare. But I'll never sell it because it's the quality.
I have a question about an artist that you featured. I think you interviewed him as well. I checked his stuff out immediately after it, which is Toronto Is Broken.
Yeah.
That album is unbelievably good. I love the combination of like drum and bass and metalcore and all those elements in there. Did he have a physical release of that? Because that's something I would want to own.
Yes,
physical.
Yes, he does. He does. I do have it actually. I do have it. It's tucked away somewhere. That album was brilliant. I think I was really lucky. He sent it me like I got to have it a couple of days before it actually released, and I was just like, obviously I'm not a mega album listener, but I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna have a proper good listen to this. So I turned my lights off. I just had like my LED lights on, and I just had the headphones on, and I fully immersed myself in it. I literally felt like I was on drugs. It's so good. It's so good. And I remember he told me the first time he dropped, is it Paragons? Yeah, Paragons.
I think that's the song.
The one that's the more sort of metalcore, genty, like full on.
Yeah.
And I remember he told me when, he was doing one of his shows where, like, because I didn't realize until he told me, he's literally just like a DJ. And he told me when he was doing one of his normal shows, and when he'd written this, and he wanted to wait until that one track had been written, and he wanted to see how his audience were going to react to it. So, you know, he's obviously just doing a normal like drum and bass like DJ type night, and he throws that in, and he was like, the people who were coming up to him been like, the fuck is this? Because, you know, for us, it has the bits of metalcore in there that we love, but then it throws in, instead of like your standard breakdown, it goes into like the drum and bass drop, which I thought worked really, really nicely. Whereas the other way around is they're hearing like metal vocals and guitars in there that they wouldn't really be used to. He does have some new things coming, I can tell you.
This is what I love about music, right? Yeah, I know this is my channel's movies, but I love music as well. I'm metalhead. You know how it is. I love when you get these amazing, talented people that they love one genre of music, they also like another genre of music, and somehow, some way, they combine them, like they fuse them together, and it just works. Like I discovered Hacktivist by accident, and I'm not really into rap. But I discovered them. I thought, this is amazing. This actually just works so well.
I think, to be honest with you, I think that's probably one of the most groundbreaking bands we have had for God knows how long. Because they basically, you can tell that they were fans of nu metal. You can tell they were obviously fans of Meshuggah. And then you've obviously got the guys in there that write grime. And I think the way that it's, I mean, I don't know if you know the story. The story, by the way that started, is Timothy and Jay Hurley were basically quite good friends, and you know, Timothy was always, he'd be in the studio or whatever, or he'd be down there just hanging out with Jay. And I remember he said that one day, basically, Timothy was just writing something, and Jay said to him, he was like, "Can I try just like putting some bars over that?" You know, not even like, "Oh, let's do a thing." It was like, "Can I just have a go?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And that's how Hacktivist was created. That was literally it. And, you know, then they brought Ben in. Ben was the original vocalist for Heart of a Coward. And, you know, the rest is history. I was gutted when Ben left. That was really, really heartbreaking for me, because I always loved the vocals that Ben did. And then it was kind of the nail in the coffin when Timothy left. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still think Hacktivist are great now. But it's a strange one, because you know, like how generally you know, obviously you being a drummer as I am, we'll generally like look up to our favorite drummers. So for me, it used to be like, George Judson, but I've really, really been into Timothy's work for years, and I've said to so many people, like, he's my favorite guitarist. And you don't really get drummers that say, "Oh, this is my favorite guitarist," but I love the shit that he writes. Like, even when he did, there was that cover he did, Ariana Grande. I think it's called "I'm So Into You." If you literally just like YouTube Ariana Grande, Timothy James, it comes up, and it's very, very subtle, but he's put his very subtle gentiness and some nice clean guitar tones over it. And I don't know what it is. Have you ever seen I think my favorite one, I told him I want him to put this on Spotify. He's still not done it, or I said he should release Toilet Riff Part 2. Because Toilet Riff Part 1 is brilliant. You know, like the old toilets that you had in your school, and you had like the tank that was like up on the wall, and you had to pull the chain?
Yeah.
Now, he literally went into a toilet, and you can just hear the dripping sound. So he films and records the dripping sound, and then writes a gent riff over the top of it. And it's brilliant. It's literally about, I don't know, it's less than 2 minutes long. But I remember like watching the video on YouTube, and I was like, dude, this is sick. I think I put it underneath one of my videos once. They messaged me. He was like, "Did you put Toilet Riff under that video?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Sick, man."
Yeah, it's like, like when I discovered Hacktivist, it was like, you know, because like I discovered them back when I was still kind of like narrow-minded in my music taste, if that made sense. Yeah. So my brain was like, "Oh, you shouldn't like this. It's got rap in it." Like, you know how naive, people are with music sometimes. But I think Hacktivist was one of those first bands to make me truly open my mind to music, because I liked it, and I allowed myself to let me like it. Does that make sense? Yeah. And, you know, I've got into so much different stuff since then. but like, yeah, and their album dropped. I love their album. I still think their EP's better. Personally, I think the songs are better because I always feel you said you're not an album guy. You're more of a song guy, right? I'm an album guy, and I always say songs make albums. I think the EP's got better songs than the album does, but I still love them. I've not heard the new stuff though, so now I know there's new stuff. I will go and have a look.
There is some very good new ones. I mean, that one they did. I wasn't expecting much from it, but they did a track with Kid Bucky, that rapper dude. And I remember the only reason why I knew Kid Bucky was because he was on that shocking song that Corey Taylor released called CMFT needs to be stopped or something, and that was awful. But the best part of that were the rappers in it. So I saw Activisted one with Kid Bucky. I was like, right, let's check it out. Absolutely brilliant, really, really cool. They've got a very, very well. I think they finally got the produced sound they need completely right. Because I think on the album, I think it was a bit too bass heavy. Originally, the debut album they released.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard from the new one, it's been good so far. And Jot Maxey, which is he was the new vocalist that they brought in. I think he's got his attitude really comes across really, really well on the tracks, and he's got such an aggressiveness to him, even when he's not, because he can scream, but when he doesn't scream, he's still got that aggressiveness to him.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I guess, what you would have said, like, you could hear the anger in Eminem's voice years ago. Obviously, he probably still can, like, but I really, really dig those guys. It's thanks to my mate Alan, actually. He randomly sent me them, and I was like, oh yeah, this is all right. But I wasn't really massively into that whole gent sound at first, and he took me to see him, and then I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, what I liked about Hacktivist is that, especially on that first EP, I like their theme, their lyrical themes. It's like kind of like about changing minds, opening minds, and all this kind of stuff. And it was kind of like eye-opening for me at the time because I was in a job I hated, and I kind of wanted to like break away from things. And they have that kind of theme of like changing the system and kind of breaking free and stuff like that. And it really spoke to me a lot.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just the music; it was the lyrical themes and everything about them. But yeah, I love that band.
I always feel like a bit of a hypocrite with some of the songs that I really dig, and obviously they go into. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's terrible that loads of politicians are corrupt and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't give a fuck. It's like if someone was to. I remember I did a song not so long ago, and they told me, I think it was from a band called Set to Wake, and I asked them if there was anything specific I needed to know, and the lyrics are about being a vegan and a vegetarian because obviously we know that essentially eating all the meat is like what's destroying the planet. And I gave it an honest review, but I literally said to them, I was like, I am what's considered as part of the problem because I couldn't I mean, I've seen all these documentaries about how the animals get treated, which I think is terrible. But other people will see that and be like, I'm not eating meat anymore. Whereas I'll see that, I'll be like, oh, a fucking bacon sandwich now. I get there's bad things when it comes down to eating meat and stuff like that, and I respect people that make the choice to have that life choice. I couldn't do it. I definitely couldn't do it. Like I dated someone for a bit that was vegetarian, and I ate all the stuff that she did. I had no issue with it. But I mean, there's only so much roasted beetroot that you can eat before you just want a fucking gammon steak.
The thing is, I'm a big foodie, and meat doesn't always have to be on the menu. Like, I'm happy with like vegetarian dishes. Some vegetarian dishes are really nice.
Yeah,
but I've got quite an extreme opinion when it concerns like the whole you shouldn't eat meat kind of thing. Like. Sure, like I think there's a lot of places that process animals into meat is the way they treat the animals is horrific. But I'm of the opinion like, well, a lion will go and hunt a zebra and eat a zebra. Why can't we eat meat that are from animals as well? Why is there a rule for us? Oh, you shouldn't eat meat. You're killing the animals. Well, yeah, so does a lion. kills animals to eat. Why can't we? That's
guess
my opinion.
I guess a lot of people don't really agree with animals purely being bred to just be stuck in our fridges, essentially, which I can understand.
Yeah, I can understand that as well. It's like I've got a few friends of mine. I'm not going to put your names out there, but they won't go anywhere that pushes halal meat, right? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck how my animal's killed. I'm just going to go and eat it. Like one of my friends, he's boycotted Subway because they're halal now. I don't give a fuck. I love Subway. I don't give a shit how it's bloody prepared or whatever.
I know someone that had some very strong views on that, but then that person also had some very strong views on certain certain religions and things like that. But I was like, 'cause he was like, well, what if you went into somewhere and it was all run by like Asians or whatever? And I was like, I wouldn't really care as long as it's good. What does it matter? I think he was one of these that basically thinks that Britain should be full of British, which I just think is the most bollocks thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, like there's this YouTube channel that I watch called Abroad in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Great little channel. Like it's about this British guy who lives in Japan. He just talks about things in Japan, and he talks about how Japan is I forget what he uses, the word he uses, but he says Japan is 98% Japanese. It's literally 2% of the country are foreigners. The rest is Japanese. And to me, it just looks like hell. It looks like, and obviously they've got a massive overpopulation issue in Japan. So it looks awful. I'm proud that we're a country that is multicultural. We've got all these people from different backgrounds and that. I think it's good. It's good for society. It's good for human nature. And like, you look over at China. I'm not getting political, I promise. Looking over at China, they're turning into like they're bringing that 1984 dystopian future to fruition over there. It's really bad. It's really bad over there. And I'm like, sure, you can have these different religions and different ideals and stuff like that and different cultures, but that's how humanity grows, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, if 98% of the UK was just all British, it'd be the most miserable, moody country on the planet, right?
Yeah. No, it really would. Hopefully all this shit against, I don't want to turn into one of these that's going on about, racism and all of that. But, hopefully at some point that'll all be done. I mean, we still have the previous generation, which sort of like, you hear some of the shit my granddad comes out with, man. Like, I'm not going to lie. It does crack me up when he comes out with certain things. Like, but at the same time, I remember when people they were like, would you ever put your family on Gogglebox? I'm like, dude, if my family went on Gogglebox, definitely my granddad, there'd be a million complaints.
They'll be cancelled within the hour. Like, cancel culture. Like,
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one thing, but I think after the shite that gets put, I mean, I'm still amazed that there's people that, and I mean, people will probably say I can't believe there's people that watch EastEnders, but at least he's got a proper storyline. Oh, it's fucking Love Island. It's all about making people a celebrity for just being a nothing, isn't it?
See, I generally thought Love Island was about like there's one girl and all the men are trying to get the girl. And is that what it is, or am I confusing it for something else?
Let's have a look.
I ain't got a clue. I ain't got a clue what it's about.
Let's educate ourselves, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I was going to say that the chat is dried up and we've got 3 watching, so I might call it a night for the stream.
Yeah.
I usually wait on the chat. If the chat dries up, then I usually kind of call it a night. But yeah, go on. Carry on.
That's not good. So it says Love Island is the sizzling summer series based on the international smash hit phenomenon. The matchmaking begins as a group of single islanders come together in a villa in Las Vegas, ready to embark on a summer of dating, romance, and ultimately relationships. So they're basically chucking a bunch of people together and just waiting to see what happens. What a load of shit.
Just to see which pair will fuck first.
Yeah.
Who's gonna fuck who? Let's have a look. Go. It's that I could taste me and vomit in my mouth just reading that. I'm like, ugh. No thanks.
Probably. Yeah, it doesn't
No.
sound
No.
doesn't sound like much fun. I used to love it when there was a series on Channel 4. I can't remember what it might have been. Literally just been called Castaway, where they had a group. They had one group on one island, and then there was a group over on the other side, and they all had to survive and whatever. I think they were given like basic provisions, but I think the best sort of thing I've seen like that recently, I think there's a series called Alive. I think there's about 6 seasons of it, and they'll go to various different places in the world, and they'll drop people on this island, but they'll space them that far apart, and they have to stay within their particular area. They can't, but you won't even be able to get over to the other side, and they will literally drop them with some tarpaulin, and like not really anything, and they basically have to fend for themselves, and the winner is the one that manages to stay the longest. But what's clever about it is, like these other shows where it's like when they're the last one that's still there, they'll then come and tell them. Like they don't tell them for a certain amount of time until eventually the show feels it's appropriate now for them to like bring in a family member and tell them that they've basically been there for the longest.
When they're almost rather like so crew, he's I think he's gonna die, so we better just tell him he's the last one standing. He's about to die. Because I was waiting for you to say, the winner is when the others are dead, something like that.
The best is though, because it's an American show, so the best is you'll get someone that's like, I'm a hunter, I was brought up like this, I was made for this. And I remember watching it, he literally lasted 24 hours and then gave up.
It's Americans for you. No offense to my American friends, but that's Americans for you. Anyway, all I have on my Facebook is these American people that I've got on my friends is that like, all just like talking it big. I'm just like, oh, shut up. Why are you even on my friends list? Anyway.
Very, very different to us Brits. Very, very different. I do find a lot of the wordings different, and why on earth they need to measure temperature in Fahrenheit, I will never know. When they go like, oh my god, it's like 90 degrees today, I was like, how can it be 90 degrees? I was like, oh, you mean Fahrenheit, don't you? Well, what do you measure it in? I was like, Celsius, like a normal person.
Yeah, it's like I went to Florida in 2019. I got a couple of friends out there. I went to my friend's, his name's Bill. I went to his house, and I'm like, it's fucking hot, isn't it? He goes, and bear in mind, it was hot. It was like almost like in the high 30s, Celsius. So it was fucking hot, right? And Bill goes to me, this ain't hot. You should have been here in July. Then it was hot because I went there in September. But I was melting. And he goes to me, this is nice. I'm like, are you joking me? I am melting in my fucking shoes.
Yeah.
And I go, if that's the case, come to the UK. You might find autumn freezing when it's just right for us.
The majority of us aren't made for like hot weather, but it was like I saw someone in my stream the other night said it was an Aussie, but they were originally from, I think they said they were from Watford. And they said the one thing I will say when you get loads of Australians being like, oh, you don't know what heat is. He said that when he came back over here from having the Australian sun, he said the sun that we have is a completely different type of heat. He said it is completely different. Like when I went over to the States, it was about 30. I don't think it was any colder than about 28 degrees when I was there. It was always between 28 and like 35. But it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. I really, really enjoyed it. Where here, anything over 17 and I want to be dead.
Yeah. I went out this morning and it had a bit of a breeze. It was nice. By the time I went to the cemetery and came back, and I was dropped off in my local town because I had to go in post office. By the time I'd finished at the fucking post office, the sun had come out and now I'm melting. Going like, why did I not wear shorts? I am melting my fucking tits off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you've gained yourself a new sub from one of my boys.
Yeah. He probably isn't in the chat anymore, but thank you very much, Micah. Appreciate it, man.
He's a good. Oh no way! Chris is here.
Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming on.
MTN, another absolutely solid. I tell you what, he hasn't half blown up. Like he's I can't remember. Has it been like maybe a year ago or something that Chris started? But Chris is hilarious, man. I absolutely love his stuff. He's quite similar to me at times when he's like, I shouldn't be given a camera. There was this like one video where there was like a machine gun bit, and he's just like. It's absolutely hilarious, and I love it when he hates stuff because like normally I'll finish and I'll be like, right, well, it wasn't really my cup of tea, but I can sort of see why people would like it, and it'll finish and he'll just be like, why?
Why? Because I'll be honest, I'm unfamiliar with his channel. I'll be honest, right? I'm unfamiliar. But didn't you feature his reaction of the Corey Taylor song, and he hated it? Is that him? Yeah.
We did it in a live video because it's fucking quality. It's hilarious. At some point, this is definitely going to happen at some point, and I've said this number of times that because Chris is from Liverpool. So it's not exactly out of the question for me to get there. And at some point, I'm going to make a trip there, and we're going to actually do like a duo react, but like with us both in the same room. Because although we've both featured on, have we featured? Oh no, he's featured on mine. He's not. I don't think I've featured on his yet. Fucking sort that out, Chris. It'd be so cool for us. But because I mean, can you imagine like two of us being in the room? He's like doing this thing, and a bit comes up, and I'll just look at him and be like, yeah. A bit quality.
I've been dying to do like a collab with another channel in the same room, because I've done collabs with channels before, but it's like they'll record their segment and send it to me, and I edit it into my video.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for the day where I can meet up with a YouTuber that I'm good friends with, and we can be in the same room and just do a collab or something like top 10 most violent films you've seen or something crazy like that.
No, I definitely need to do that with Chris at some point, and it would be hilarious. I think certainly Chris has got very much like yourself. We've all got very similar humor, so I'd imagine we could probably just stick the camera rolling and us just be chatting shit to each other and just chuck it in the video somewhere, and it'll be absolutely hilarious.
You should do some more of those blooper videos because they're hilarious.
I've not got any bloopers though. Like recently, like literally, normally, like I'll usually start the video about like 20 seconds before I want to kick it off, and it'll just be like, right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, blah, 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 and that's it. I don't really. I mean, you've probably noticed in my videos, if I mess up talking, I'll be like, right, yeah, and this band are from can't even talk, and you just leave it in because I've always been a bit of a one take wonder. Really.
But it's funny because like you sent me one of your blooper reels before, and it's just the fact where you just tell yourself up. It's like I think one of you were like. Or something about a camera. It's just like I was not even fucking on you twat or Twitter or something. Because I think I can't remember what it was, but telling yourself off.
I probably called myself a knob. I can remember the days when I still used to, when I was using, because I used to have like I'd just be sat on my sofa and I'd have the webcam on like a tripod and the computer was connected to the telly, which was like on the wall, and so I'd have to have it all started and what have you. But if I had speakers for the PC. But if I hadn't switched it over to headphones, I'd be like, right, free. I'd start, introducing the song, but then I'd go to press play, and it's coming through the speakers, and I'm like, how many times? I was like, just give up. But like the amount of time I used to put into it back then is ridiculous. Like there was one day, dude, where I literally made and published 7 videos in one day.
There was a video once where I was like, just talking about like. My editing and stuff, and like I was just talking about a little bit in the beginning about talking about editing something, and then I'll just go on to what the video was about. But the word editing, I couldn't say it for some reason, and I just kept going edit. I was just like, fucking hell, learn to talk.
I see. Chris has said that he's got folders of bloopers that aren't YouTube safe. Chris,
they're the best kind of bloopers, though.
Yeah, but it depends what he said. It's Chris, right? If you ever get around to editing it into a video, if you sent it to me as like an unlisted, I'd really appreciate getting to see that. And I promise I wouldn't share it with anyone, please, because it'd be absolutely quality.
Forgotten World of Movies, if he's still in the chat, says,
Mm.
I'd rather watch Son of Mask than Love Island.
Don't know if I watched I think I might have started watching Son of Mask and I probably turned it off because it was just shocking.
Yeah, I've not seen it based on reputation. Like, I'm a massive Dragon Ball fan, right? And I refuse to watch Dragon Ball Evolution. It's meant to be one of the worst films of all time.
Right, okay.
I refuse to watch it. It's literally like the director got everything about Dragon Ball wrong. So I'm just like, I refuse. I refuse.
I can't think if there's anything that I'd refuse to watch generally. I mean, I do hate it when you get films that were already shit and then they release a number 2 and a number 3 and a number 4. I mean, I remember when
is it like the Transformers franchise? Because they're shit.
Yeah, possibly. But I remember reading up on it. I remember like, oh, there's a new American Pie film, and I read up on it, and someone was like, the only reason they can actually call this film American Pie is because there's one character in it from the original, and I don't even think it had Jim's dad in it. And people were like, it was they basically did American Pie, but rather than it being all about the guys, it was the girls trying to get laid.
Oh, that's fairly new as well, right?
Yeah, I don't think I watched it though. How many toffee Chris he can put up his ass, Chris? I love that, mate. Chris, that's brilliant.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I'd imagine that Chris probably did a video for Fozzy because that's Chris Jericho's band, isn't it?
I've seen them live at Bloodstock. They're pretty good, though, you know, for the kind of arena rock that they play. They're pretty good at what they do. Yeah.
It's funny because I think I remember them playing at Download, and the whole crowd isn't chanting Fozzy; they're chanting Y2J.
Ryan Paul asks, "What's your thoughts on the Fear Street Part 1?" No, I've not seen it, so no, there's no thoughts, unfortunately.
Have I said? Yeah, I am. Unfortunately, I've not seen that one either.
I think it's new on Netflix at the moment. There's Netflix are building it up as this 3-part event where it's part 1 is 1994, part 2 is going to be something of another year or another decade. Just going to be I don't know. I've heard the first one's all right, but I don't know. I need to check it out. I've still got a Quiet Place Part 2 to check out as well at some point.
Yeah, I want to see that because I did. Was that right? I can't remember whether it's that or Breathe. But there was a film where there's a dude that basically kept someone captive in the basement, and he was actually, because she was responsible for the death of his either son or daughter, he basically keeps her in there, and then they go down and they see he's trying to get her pregnant. I don't know, is that Breathe or is that?
I don't think I've seen that. I don't think that doesn't recognize. It doesn't.
Well, don't worry. I've just basically ruined the whole film for you. Kind of, sort of. But that was a good film. I can't. Was it called Breathe? I'll have to find out which one that is. But I mean, recently, it's been more mainly TV series at the minute. I'm waiting for I know there's a new series of the Umbrella Academy coming soon. I literally watched I only started watching it maybe about a month ago, and absolutely loved it. It's funny though because loads of people hate this one character in it called Luther. I love him. I think he's awesome. He's proper cool. Have you seen the Umbrella Academy? Oh mate, get on it, mate. You'll love it. It's really cool. It's weird.
I don't really watch TV shows. It takes a lot for me to sit down and watch a TV show.
Same with me, but it's I mean, and I will forever say that Breaking Bad was the best TV show which was ever created. And if anyone thinks otherwise, they're wrong. It's fine. Fight me.
I say that I won't sit down and watch a TV show, but my sister's given me her login details for Netflix, so I've got her Netflix to use now. And I've been watching Ash vs. Evil Dead, and it's fucking brilliant.
Is it? I heard about it, but I've not seen it.
Literally, it is the most violent thing I have watched in years. There's things that happen in it, I'm just like, how was that allowed?
Yeah.
There's a bit, right? It's not really a spoiler, but it kind of is a plot point, but it's not really major. It's a bit where Ash is in this morgue, right? and they're like someone's kept the Necronomicon in a corpse. They've hid it in a corpse. Yeah, I'm a slag, I know. Left it in a corpse. Left it in a corpse. So he's looking for it. He finds it. He pulls it out, but the corpse is sort of alive and like a dead eye, and the intestines come out. They grab him. This is a male corpse. You see all the male things hanging out. You see it all, right? It doesn't shy away from that shit. But the corpse opens its legs and it's got all this arse liquid shit dripping everywhere, and it pulls. It's so disgusting. I was literally gut laughing for the whole scene. I think I need to
see that, man.
But the intestines is like wrapped around Ash. It pulls him up this corpse's ass. It's hilarious. It's so fucking ridiculous.
I think I need to see that. But
it is the most violent thing. But in terms of violence, every episode, like by the end of every episode, Ash is covered in blood to the point of ridiculousness. It's fucking great.
It sounds, I love it. It sounds good, but yeah, like Umbrella Academy absolutely blew me away. I thought it was going to suck, but it was. I mean, frankly, the fact that came from the mind of Gerard Way is really, really mind blowing. It's brilliant.
What's the like premise?
So essentially, the Umbrella Academy is these bunch of they're all known as brothers and sisters, but they're not actually related. Essentially, what happened was a bunch of people were all born on the same day, and certain ones of these were known to have these special powers. So one of them can seize the dead. Another one has got like superhuman strength. One's really good with knives. They've all got random powers. And this one guy basically said I don't know whether he bought them off these people or somehow got them to. They said, "Look, I'm going to train them. I'll look after them," because I think they were sort of at first. I think they were meant to be seen as like these freakish children. So he basically takes them into this massive mansion and he trains them. That's what the Umbrella Academy is. But he's training them because they've got these powers, but they don't know how to harness them and they don't know how to properly control them. So he teaches them that. So basically, he dies, and that's where the film starts. But at this point, they've all separated. They've all gone and they're living whatever lives they're living, and they all come back together. And one of them who comes back, his ability is he managed to be able to he can time travel, but when he comes back, he's about 14 years old, whereas in reality he should actually roughly be, well, he should be in his like 30s. But there's this whole backstory of why he ended up coming back as a child and where he's been all of this time. And
it sounds like the X-Men. It literally sounds like something the X-Men would be.
Definitely,
because you've got an academy that trains gifted people with powers. It's like X-Men. It's very similar to X-Men.
No, not like that whatsoever. They're very much just like normal people, but there's so many twists and turns in it. Like the second series was absolutely brilliant. I was really pissed off when we finished it because I was like, I need to know what happens in the next one. But yeah, that was the last like one that I've watched. I've also been watching. There's a show called Mr. In Between, which is an Australian sort of comedy / thriller type thing about a guy who's basically a freelance hitman, but he's just like a normal person, but he's also quite funny. What else have I watched? Sex Education. That's on UK. That's hilarious. If you've not seen it, watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. It's quite fun because it takes you back to, you'll sort of remember like what it was like when we were like at school and how awkward it was. And that's a really, really great show. I think they've got like 2 seasons. I literally watched 2 seasons in like a week.
Yeah, I tried to forget about school. Well, we're down to one person in the chat. Well, one person watching, and the chat's dried up. So I think it's a good time to call it a night, my friend.
Yeah, that's all good, man. Thanks for having me, dude. I really appreciate it. It was a nice change. It was a nice change for me having to sit here for 3 hours going like. It was nice.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of how things went, if you had your stream, I'd still be on your stream watching your stream.
So I know you would. Yeah,
we would have been sharing the evening together anyway in some regard. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate coming in, man. I know like your streams are your livelihood currently, so it appreciates me that you would pause that to come on here. It means a lot, man.
No, not a problem at all, man. It was really cool to come on, and as you know, I love my film, I love my TV, some TV shows, and obviously music as well. So, kind of made sense for me to come on and have a bit of a chat. But I'm waiting for your Hellraiser video, so get cracking. I expect to get up in the morning and see Hellraiser Part 1 uploaded. Obviously, I know that's not going to happen. I can hope, can't I? But I know you'll have it coming at some point.
It's in the works. Like it's not in the works. That's a lie. It's an idea for a future history of video.
I know it'll take you a lot of time because you'll have like your sort of script and how it's going to be done and everything.
Yeah,
so I know it takes time.
I do want to do my critter ones first because I want to do those. So I am working on my Critters 2 one.
I thought so because I saw it said part 1, so I was like, right, it's obviously going to be a part 2.
But I think it's going to be a bit more difficult because I think the further you go into the franchise, the less information there is about how it was made. So Critters 2 I think the video is going to be a bit shorter because I haven't really got much information to work with, but I need to go digging, I think, for some information. But anyway, thanks so much for coming on, Kevin. Really appreciate it, my dude. To the one person watching still, thanks for checking out the stream. We're going to call it then tonight. As always, if you like what you see on this channel, maybe become a subscriber, Roonoo. Hit the like button. Go and subscribe to it's this way, it's mirrored, isn't it? To my dude, Kevin, FYM Reacts. Go and subscribe to him. He does great content.
Thank you.
So that'll be it. We'll see you next week, everybody. Next Friday for another edition of Friday Night STREAMAROONOOS. And then I got some cool videos coming out this week, so look forward to that. Until next time, see you later, mates, stickheads. See you later, mates. Bye-bye.
Bye, man. Bye-bye.